to my other monitor. Maybe that was it. Maybe
Mhm.
I think that was it actually. That probably had to be it. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, cool.
All right. So the reason why
figured that out. All right, dude. Let's. Do you want to go live first? Want me to go live? Are you already live? I don't know what the deal is.
I decided to go live on my end just so that way.
Okay, good. That's fantastic. That's fine, dude. I'll just go live then. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah.
One moment. Yeah, let's be live. Let's be live so we capture all the juicy nectar of our cerebral flow in real time, live.
Yeah.
So, what's up? Nerdy John, man. Yeah, I've been watching you with binoculars through a window, and I thought,
no.
not just kidding. But I've been, oh, hold on. My fucking, I have an echo there for 1 second. I think I got rid of it. Okay.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Sorry about that. I just want to make sure everything is okay. Audio-wise, I've done streams in the past, actually, where I streamed for like 20, 30 minutes straight, and then I had, like no audio. So I'm very paranoid. No. Yeah, I'm not the gifted, I guess, I don't know, producer that you are. So anyway, are you hearing me all right, by the way?
Yeah. I can hear you just fine.
All right, sweet, dude. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I've been just to I guess catch you up a little bit. I been following you a little bit. I saw your name pop up actually a few times, more than once.
That's a terrifying thing.
Quantum TV drama. What's that? Are you there?
Yeah. I'm there.
Okay,
yeah.
my bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so
my headphones are a little annoying. Go ahead.
So I guess you want to hear how like I got involved in this situation, I assume, right?
Yeah. Amongst other things, I just wanted to be laid back. Nothing crazy. I just wanted to. I've been following it loosely, and because it's like one of those things where I feel like if you're not caught up on the drama, if you're not following it from the get-go, then it's sometimes you can find it hard to catch up on these things.
Oh, yeah. Like this is one of those subjects where like as petty as the drama kind of is at the moment, you would need like a 2-hour long Tro video to get like all the information, I feel like.
Sure.
So fortunately
Bro,
for me,
I haven't heard of that guy in a year. What happened? He dropped a 4-hour video and he bounced.
He does that. Like he from what I know, it's just he heavily researches these videos. He has a bunch of editors, that go in and out. But back to Quantum. I assume you know who Tipster is?
Yes. Actually, I was gonna talk about him afterwards, if it's okay.
Oh yeah. You're no problem.
But I do know about Tipster.
So Tipster, right before he stopped doing the commentary stuff, he covered the initial wave of the Quantum situation, and funny enough, Mischief's had copyright issues beforehand. Which and that's a very important factor in all of this, because he did get striked for that one during that first initial drama. And so he, knowing the trouble he went through with that drama, that's why he deleted his first video on Quantum. But anyway,
okay. Yeah, see, that's something I didn't know, so there you go.
Yeah. And so unfortunately, I know Tipster covered it, but like the thing is, it's like I know he said he's going to unprivate the videos, but like we don't know how long that's going to take, and it's like a really
he privated all his shit right after like this whole fiasco happened or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so Mischief having reason why I bring up Mischief's first stuff is because Tipster covered that, and so he had prior contact with Tipster. So he gave the story to Tipster. I saw Tipster cover it, and I was like, you know what? This like I need to do a video before I go to this college class. Why not do it, right? That was my mindset, because
smart move, man.
Yeah, well yeah, because
like
you
got to play it on YouTube just to interject for a moment.
Mhm.
You know, I don't like to trend chase, I guess, or topic chase necessarily. But when there are particular things that pique my interest, that happen to be trending, and that I am knowledgeable in, you know, like I guess more than your average person, then yeah, I'll jump all over that shit. You
Yeah,
know,
well, like I didn't know it was a trending topic. That was a funny thing. Like, like just because tipster
I guess it wasn't though. At the same time, right when you first started covering it,
no,
it kind
no.
of
Actually,
blew up.
there's an interesting story behind that. So, okay, I did my video, right? And keep in mind, this is when I'm at like 300 subs, right?
Hmm.
It has 20 views, which is good for me. Technically, that's good for me.
No, dude,
Um,
I hear you. Listen, I'm like a small channel myself, obviously, and although for my channel it can be wildly drastic in the fluctuations from
mhm.
like 100 views to like 20,000. It's very bizarre.
Oh yeah,
But
and then
continue, yeah.
Quantum then sees my video and starts commenting on it, and then starts saying stuff like, "You use the copyright to my face. I'm gonna DMCA you."
I remember this, by the way. I
Yeah.
saw this pop up on my Twitter at the
Hmm.
time.
Yeah, and
Which, by the
obviously,
way, honestly, just you know, just to throw it out there, that's also like a very, as shitty as it is for him to do that, it's a very positive thing for you,
I mean,
right? Because now
technically,
you have this
technically.
big bully essentially coming over to your comment section talking
Oh,
shit and threatening
dude,
you,
but
which you
like,
can make another video about,
in all
right?
honesty, like, well, I did, but like, in all honesty, I was scared. Like, I don't want to say, oh,
Oh yeah,
I was crapping my pants, but like,
for sure, dude.
I'm a 300 sub channel who like I'm used to like I'm still used to that, and and like I'm not being brought up constantly, but like I'm hearing my name more than I'm used to hearing it, so like it's weird to adjust to, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No,
So
you get like kind of goosebumps a little bit, like, oh, there's other people that are actually now acknowledging me. They know like
yeah,
my
yeah,
name.
and
It's very
so
strange.
yeah, and so like when the 65K sub channel like goes into my comment sections and starts saying stuff like, I'm gonna DMCA you for using my face and illegally downloading my video, yeah, I started I contacted a friend of mine named Riveter, and at that time I was starting to get friendly with Dead on Dave and William Mac. I don't know if you know who any of those guys are.
Yes, I do. I was gonna get into them actually and their side of all of this in a few
Oh,
minutes, but yeah, continue.
yeah,
Just
yeah, and
go
so
for as long as you want.
yeah, and so I came on to their show and started talking about my experience with it. We reacted to the video, like to the very first drama video that Quantum made. And it include, and the funny thing is, like, he always talks about like, oh well, you violated my copyright. He he had my thumbnail and Tipster's thumbnail in there, and there's a funny
Yeah.
story behind it.
This part I knew as well, yeah.
Yeah, the thumbnail, my thumbnail specifically, had its views cropped out because like I said, at the time of him discovering the video, it only had 20 views, and it
Right.
doesn't for
So you think he did that purposefully so that it can drive his point home to be that way? It's very ambiguous, and the people that don't know what's going on can, you know, assume that it has, I don't know, millions of views or thousands of views or something like that.
I think he wanted to hide the fact that he was being thin-skinned.
Right, to muddy the waters a little bit
Mhm.
too and be like, oh, you know, this video's attacking me or whatever.
And like he
Obviously
didn't.
the reach wasn't that great at the time, but it's ironic because he probably amplified it. But
Yeah,
anyway.
and like he didn't mention me by name. He mentioned Tipster by name mostly, but he mentioned my points that I made. And here's the thing, right? I did kind of clickbait with that thumbnail by saying copyright abuser. But it's like that was my thing. Like it's like my whole point
Well,
is
fair
like to
enough.
hook you into the video, right?
Sure.
And like
Well, if
technically,
he's talking shit, you know, by the way, that's not that far fetched, you know. if
well,
he's,
yeah, technically,
if he said something else along the lines of, "I really don't like this video. I disagree, but I respect your opinion." That's something else. If he's coming and he's specifically threatening for using his image, then that's, you know,
yeah,
starting to
which is the stuff he was like, oh my god, like the paragraphs, the essays he was writing in
Right.
Mischief's comment section was insane. talking about how like he already has it filed, and so like he's gonna give Mischief one more chance to take the video down or else, like weird stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then so what was it? I did the show with Willie Mack and Dave, and that was kinda it for a bit. I did make a response video, and technically I uploaded my portion of Dave's stream to my channel. But other than that, I just assumed that like the situation would be done for.
Sure.
And then because Tipster is friends with Rich from Review Tech USA, Rich started covering it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I like it. I like how the dominoes starts. And
oh
fall,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's this snowball effect, rather. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And well, to be clear, it wasn't just like there were other like 20K, like Griffin Gaming, who apparently previously covered Quantum beforehand, covered this as well. So like there were other figureheads besides just Tipster covering it. It's
Sure.
like it was a
but nobody huge. Like Review Tech is what he's.
Oh,
in the million,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's at the big million, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean he hit 1 million thanks to this. So he made
Right.
his video clowning on Quantum, right? Quantum then he sees like an over 900K channel making fun of him, right? And I don't even think Rich used footage from him. I could be misremembering, but like I'm pretty sure throughout his first initial videos he didn't use footage of him solely because he was worried about the copyright stuff.
Sure. Right.
Quantum sees this, responds, and do you know the political streamer Vosh?
Yes, of course. Oh my god, he's trending literally like right now on Twitter.
Oh yeah. Okay, so like agree or disagree with his politics, we know that like he often makes polarizing statements on purpose to like rattle the cage and get people to talk about him, right?
I personally don't like Vosh. Yeah, I'll just throw it out there. I think I used to actually agree with a lot of his like some of his stuff, but then he kind of became such a like a crowd pleasing like guy that I don't know. That's just to throw my 2 cents in.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
You can continue.
But anyway, yeah, he found out that he was a fan of Vosh, right? He then
of who was Review Tech?
Review Tech is a fan of Vosh. He's actually interviewed Vosh before. And he then tries to equate that to Rich being a pedophile. Keep in mind, Rich has kids. And like
that's so grimy. I know exactly like what this tactic is online. It's the same thing as like the whole groomer thing, which by the way, like, you know, and I full disclosure, like I have kids actually, so I am very protective of kids, but groomer has definitely become the right wing version of like racist, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah
just like, kind of thrown around everywhere at every opportunity, you know.
Oh yeah, well I feel like like in like the just like the drama and political space in general, it's thrown around a lot to try and like decharacterize someone.
Yeah. It's toxic, dude. Yeah.
Oh
absolutely.
yeah. So obviously, like, oh my god, he makes a statement like that, and his evidence literally is, oh, you're a fan of this dude, so that must mean you automatically support everything they say, right?
Yeah.
So like
very loose connection.
right. And I made some good analogies, and then I mentioned him before, but Riveter, he runs a podcast called Clear as Mud. I went on there, we talked about it for a bit. And Rich found screenshots from Quantum TV's Twitter account, and like, oh my god, they were like comedy gold to make fun of, because he was saying like outlandish stuff, like there was a picture of like 2 girls like dancing in a church, right? You know, wholesome thing. He comments below, you should have been involved in the Pulse nightclub shooting. Yeah, there should have been more dead.
That?
Yeah, he's like, there should have been
no
more.
way.
Yeah, he was saying stuff like there should have been more dead. And
Dude,
Pulse,
I've been seeing like the whole like homophobic stuff getting thrown around, right? And,
that's where it came from.
And
yeah,
back and forth, right? Whatever.
That's where it came from.
Actman, because I think they pulled up some old tweets from Actman. So that's crazy. I didn't know that's the shit that he was saying. That's pretty spicy.
Oh my god! And like the funny thing is, like, I then covered it, right?
Yeah.
Rich does live streams on his second channel. As he was covering the tweets and like some of the Facebook posts, they magically get deleted. And I say magically because Quantum's defense was his accounts had been hacked.
Oh my god, bro. The old fucking hacker attempt. Whatever.
Yeah,
excuse.
and like
there's
oh
so
my
many
god.
people that have used it that it's getting so,
yeah,
like,
and so
uncreative.
it's like you're telling me you've been hacked all this time, and so like magically the hackers gave you back your account.
They're deleting all the incriminating shit that you've said.
Yeah,
right,
like
while Review Tech's doing the live stream, right at that exact moment.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, like,
yeah.
and plus too, like apparently around the same time he was hacked, you know, like the hackers were generous enough to promote videos.
Oh, there you go. I mean, at that point, are they hackers or are they just like fucking producers?
Yeah, you know what? They're
show
like
public, representatives.
Yeah, I think of it as, you know, like they're managers by force in a way, you know.
Right, exactly. We're gonna forcefully come in and take over all your shit and clean up your public image.
Yeah.
You're gonna like it. You're gonna sit down while we fucking scrub away all of your
nasty and then
tweets
like
over the past 10 years.
I still have this downloaded too. He made a review of the new Batman movie, and like overall the review was fine. Like he gave his like standard opinion. Well, the film did good in this area, you know. I say that because
you're talking about, right?
Yeah. I say that because I used to be a review channel. He then so like, you know how the actress who plays Catwoman is mixed, right?
Yeah.
He calls her a half
Zoe
breed.
fucking Kravitz, yeah, hell yeah.
He calls her a half breed.
No.
Yeah, he calls her a half
Holy
breed.
shit, bro. Quantum TV rolls deep, dude. He's hiding his fucking power level.
dude, and I find that ironic because like he's all like recently he's been trying to hide, like he's been trying to use the race card to hide.
Yes,
and
of course,
like keep in mind,
what else
like,
can you do? I mean, you know, he's in a position where he can play it, you know.
Yeah, and like dude, like, well, it's funny because like he paints himself as like this. Like I don't want to put words in his mouth. I don't want to say I don't want to claim he's alt-right. Because like I don't want, like, here's the thing. I want to make fun of him for the homophobic tweets. I don't want to necessarily take away his channel for that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. And so that stuff.
I respect that, by the way. Yeah, that's reasonable, right? You know.
Like, dude, this was a new lol cow in the making. Like,
yeah,
why would I want to get rid of
him.
it?
You're just trying to fucking milk him. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, that whole situation happened, and what was it? Let's see, the homophobic stuff. Anyway, Muda, Charlie, Asmongold started picking up on the situation. Like, right. Not like the center of commentary, but the commentary adjacent channel started getting the story. And like, right. Like Muda's like a 3 million sub channel, so when he covers that, it's like, yo, that's,
no, I follow him.
Yeah.
Sure.
And sorry. So like, and then you have the Act Man, who his first video was like just talking about bad Elden Ring takes in general. I think he even talked about like Jim Sterling in that too. Quantum, seeing another like million sub channel talk about him, tries to take down the video. He failed actually. And then
so he actually claimed it and everything.
He claimed it
or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious too because like how did I find these? I think he posted them. He posted it himself. like he posted the messages between him and like the U2 representative, and like he was talking to this U2 representative who, keep in mind, is probably the intern. Like this person knew the drama. This poor intern didn't was just trying to do their job.
Oh, you're saying that he was reaching out to this random faceless fucking YouTube rep as if they have been following all of this from the beginning.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Like they're not some detached fucking corporate entity that is just there to make arbitrary decisions based on fucking nebulous guidelines,
the message was just there to inform him that like, hey, you applied for it, but YouTube did not see it fit to take action against the video, like something like that, right?
Right.
And then like he starts messaging them like he knows the drama. So are you saying that that Act Man was allowed to use my face? Yeah. And
it's kind of crazy that was the see, I didn't know that, and knowing the result that ended up happening, which was basically ending up in Quantum's favor. It's actually kind of crazy now.
Yeah. But yeah, Mischief got a huge shout out from the Act Man. This kid went from 4K, at that point he was at 10K because the Quantum drama was doing good for his channel, especially being the original guy he threatened. But he went from 10K to
174.
He's been given a full-time career.
Just like that, overnight, essentially.
Yeah, and
that's crazy.
And he gave me a shout out, because he did a video just giving multiple shout outs to people, and I'm generous for that. He probably won't if this ever gets back to him, he probably won't like what I have to say about the latter half of the drama, but just know that, dude, I'm still on your side, and I'm glad that you did give me that shout out. But anyway, I think
that's important, by the way. It's I respect you for maintaining an objective view of a situation, even when there's been times where parties involved gave you a sort of whatever, a boost, some favoritism, shout out, whatever it might be.
Dude, I'm still I'm to be clear, I'm at this point done with everything involving with it, right? Simply because it's just such a mess and it's not entertaining for me at this point. But if Quantum ever wants to reach out to me, I'm willing to have a civil conversation with him. As weird as that sounds, but
no, I get it. I mean, that's the point.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Talk the shit over,
Yeah, and
it's super obnoxious when anytime the copyright stuff starts getting involved, it starts making everything so much less fun, and it's very cutthroat. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh well, now it's like I said this before in a live stream when I was covering it, and you see this more and more nowadays, by the way, and you see this with people in the political stuff. Wings of Fatness, look here, listen, there we go. He's in the chat there, sorry. But anyway, you see this a lot now. I don't know if you saw the Medicare debate versus Nick Fuentes, if you follow.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But yeah, this whole fucking, it's based to suddenly, start copyright striking people.
Yeah. So but yeah, at that point, and think about it, it's a storybook ending. A huge YouTuber comes in, sweeps Mischief off his feet, gives him a career basically overnight, roasts Quantum to no end, end of the drama there. I think even at the end of that initial video, Actman said, yeah, I'm done with it. And then the catalyst happened. Then, oh boy, did it get messy. Quantum TV.
What was that?
Quantum TV decided to call the Act Man's mother.
That's right. Yes, of course.
Yeah, and then he starts saying stuff like, now, your son is giving me no other choice to go.
Fucking wild, dude.
Yeah. He starts, your son is giving me no other choice but to go the legal route.
Like a super villain.
I wouldn't want to go the legal route. That would get family involved.
24 hours to have your son retract everything that he said, or else I will light your house on fire. It's just fucking creepy, dude.
Yeah, and then justifiably so, that lit a fire under the Act Man, justifiably.
Oh my god, yeah.
And
for me too.
Let me be clear. Usually, I am. I'm not a free speech absolutist, because obviously, like, you can't scream fire in a crowded theater, right? Like, obviously that
Sure.
example.
Well, you can, but you'll go to jail.
right. But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying.
Yes, I understand.
But like, all the stuff that we were doing on platform, on YouTube, on Twitter, that's fine by me. But then as soon as you go the extra route and go after family members, like, that's a no-go for me. And keep in mind, like, Quantum's justification for it was, well, like, I had to reach out. I just had to. You had open communication with him
worse,
on...
by the way, that he called. Like, somehow I feel like if it was a message
and he recorded it.
As shitty as that would be, that still wouldn't be as bad, you know?
And he recorded it. That was the thing. And the state he lives in, it's a two-party state, so the other party has to consent to being recorded.
Sure, so he fucked up.
I think, and obviously, I think it was justifiable for him to call it out, but I think what he should have done was, I think he should have, like, in hindsight, obviously, he should have gone for a legal route.
Quantum, you're saying, should have gone through a legal route?
No, Actman over this. Actman. Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah,
yes.
that's what I was thinking.
I
guess that makes sense.
But like, the point of what I'm saying is, you then involve outside sources. You dig for information involving family members to call them and try to intimidate them into submitting, so that way people stop talking about you. To me, that's pathetic. So, like,
absolutely. Very grimy.
And like, if I ever said this in the videos after he called, look, I'll like, this is what's important is the stance I've been trying to consistently have. I'm not gonna advocate for it, but his claim, like the harassment claim, the intimidation claim, is justifiable. And if he had been taken off the platform, I would not have cried. You know, it's like when Susie Liu lost her Patreon. Like, no one cried over it. You know.
Yeah, I remember all that stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's just and then he made the Dark Ages of YouTube video, and that's, oh my god. That's where everything spiraled out of control, especially on Actman's end.
It's interesting, actually, now that you're getting into this side,
Mm-hmm.
because this is where, if you just followed this up until like a couple weeks ago, the overwhelming narrative and the support seemed to lean in favor of Actman. Right?
Let me be clear. No one has been supporting Quantum besides Quantum's already deranged fan base,
followers and stuff, right?
Yeah. Like, the people who are questioning Actman, it's people asking, like, okay, well, can we see funny enough, Mudahar just released his podcast episode with Actman again, and in that section they did talk a little bit about the Contrarians, and I know who they're talking about. They're talking about Tommy C and Willie Mac.
Yeah.
And
Actman went nuts immediately when I think it was Willie Mac put out his video. Was it Willie Mac that put out his video?
No, it was Tommy C made a video where he hired and scripted J Station to do a fake calling Actman's mother at 3 a.m. video.
Oh my god, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. And so, like, he instantly goes to Nicholas Diorio's DMs and starts going, looks like Tommy C is going to get a strike if I have anything to say about it. And I'm just like, bro, you're literally doing what Quantum was doing, because
becoming the monster that you were fighting.
Yeah,
precisely.
Yeah, because, like, funny enough, if Quantum had just ignored Mischief's initial video, Mischief would have moved on. Like Mischief's
that's the irony, but that's always the thing, isn't it? That's the effect. It's like, as soon as these kind of, I don't know, this egotistical
narcissistic
are so susceptible to criticism, right, from smaller channels, they are creating their own Frankensteins, right? Like, every time they addressed it, every time they call it out, whatever it might be, you know.
Yeah, and so like at that point, like, cause like I was still, cause like I was still I was still like me and Willie got into, I wouldn't say heated, but we got into like a sort of like debate esque thing on Dave, one of Dave's streams about the whole situation, and like I would
Sure.
like I don't want to say sticking my neck out for him because like for one I don't have a reputation to stick my neck out for, but like I was like trying to be fair with him, right? And then he
Mhm.
pulled that crap with Tommy. So I'm like, screw you. You
Yeah.
know you're
Yeah,
actively
I get it.
trying to,
Sure.
you're trying to actively get someone else's channel to have a strike because they made a joke about you. And let me be clear, like he doesn't have to like the joke about his mother. I personally wouldn't, but Tommy is allowed to make fun of that. As
Yeah.
awful as it is, he's allowed to make fun of
Absolutely.
that. Especially,
Not to mention Tommy C in general has always been like the contrarian take on like
I
every
wouldn't,
issue.
I wouldn't say he would have a contrarian take. It's just he's a skeptical, cynical kind of dude, and
Right.
you know, like the purpose of his show is to entertain. So like, if he
Yeah,
has
and that's
like,
what I like about him, right? He gets loud, he entertains, he plays devil's advocate and all that
mhm,
shit, which is entertaining. Yeah. I mean, that's how I came to find out about him, you know.
yeah,
Some time ago, it was some drama that he covered that popped up on my radar, you know.
mhm. Yeah, and it's just one of those. It was one of those things where like what he should have done was he should have ignored Tommy because Tommy. I know people are saying he's downplaying it, but like Tommy himself, like he admitted that like he doesn't have like the pull he used to in the community. So like in all honesty, what Actman should have done was he should have ignored Tommy. He should and should have just simply um he should have just simply focused on trying to get his monetization back with YouTube. And the funny thing is, after his stream, Tommy did say that like because like he helped out Count Dankula get his monetization back, and so like he said, you know, I'll still try to help you out. I'll get you in contact with people. We'll see what can happen. And
And this
then
is Tommy, you mean in reference to Actman?
yes,
Okay.
yes. And then like to be clear, the next stream of the situation, Tommy was clowning on Quantum's newest video on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and excuse me. Yeah, and so it's not like Tommy was playing like dude, like when when Actman was saying that Willie Mac was being a quantum defender, and me personally knowing that he's not because he helped me out through the situation, it's
Right.
like yeah, like dude, you're completely not helping stuff out anymore.
Yeah, I would agree. Absolutely.
Ironically, but like, here's the thing. Like, I'm sure like if we stop making videos on it, Quantum will see it as a win because like in his mind, he thinks that like here's the thing. It's not like he knows that he doesn't have a claim. He legitimately believes he's been in the right all along.
Yeah.
He legitimately believes that Rich
Isn't
is a
that
pedophile.
always the best supervillain? The ones
Yeah.
that are convinced they're correct, right?
Yeah, they're the hero of the story, you know.
Which is fascinating, by the way, because it's like just a quick aside here. You mentioned the Susie Lou thing earlier,
Mhm.
and it's actually fascinating because what happened to Susie Lou? She kind of bowed out, right?
Yeah, well,
Like,
like,
when's the last time you ever heard about her?
oh my god,
Like, she lost, right? Like, the
yeah,
scoreboard of history will dictate that Susie Lou lost, right?
yeah, and then like Quantum, like I've noticed a little bit of sub growth, but like it's very little compared to everyone surrounding him.
And that's
And
what's interesting, though. See, so Susie Lou lost. Quantum, though, somebody, and I think that's because Susie Lou
Mhm.
knew what she was doing was shady and shitty. But Quantum TV, thinking that he's right, is giving him all the energy that he needs to just follow through on all of this and not go away, right?
Yeah, like
He only loses, just like you said, you guys all lose, right? As soon as you stop making videos about it, because then he's like, yeah, I won. Scoreboard says Actman lost. He's got monetization taken away.
Mhm.
And everyone stopped talking about me out of fear. I win.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
very
like that's how
interesting that, you know,
that's how he'll view it
he keeps
too.
fighting, and it's actually working for him though, right?
I wouldn't say it's working per se.
In some ways. Go ahead. What do you think?
It's one of those things where it's just like, dude, eventually you're not worth talking about anymore. Like you're
Sure.
like like, oh my god, like I know this is like a nerd nerdy John, but like this is a nerd thing to like nitpick at. But a lot of his videos covering the drama were like screen recordings of his phone, and oh my god, they were so bad because he recorded it all in mono, and he didn't change it to stereo in post. So I had to edit his video for him and and fix the audio, and that was that was so
What a
annoying.
nice guy, John. There you
Yeah,
go.
nice guy. Oh, dude. Well, it's like
Dude, that's hilarious.
I'm kind of yeah.
It's probably because drama isn't his thing. He was probably this is the first time I've
no.
seen them.
He's been in drama before. That's the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I
Okay.
said, Griffin Gaming was covering him in like 2018.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe he just sucks at.
dude, for he claims he's the best tech YouTuber, and like to be fair to him, like his setup, like when he like his setup and like his camera, it's really good. Like when he's actually like sitting down recording a video, it's a nice setup. Like that's like
it's a nice setup. I've seen a setup. Yeah, I've
like
his
that's
videos, like, recently.
that is the type of setup that so like a tech YouTuber would have, right?
Sure.
But then like if you actually look at the videos, he uses an internal like he uses the internal audio on that camera. He doesn't have like a boom mic anywhere. And then like his voiceover stuff, quote unquote quotations, is his phone, but like I said, he records that in mono. So
Right.
it's so annoying. Oh, I know it's a weird thing
It's
to
funny
nitpick
because
at.
as just mentioning that, I'm watching one of his videos,
Mhm.
and or not watching, sorry, but I have one of his thumbnails pulled up, and now on YouTube, like if you like hover over a thumbnail, it shows you like a little clip of the video, right?
Mhm.
And it's his setup is nice, like it's I think it's better than mine.
Oh
But
yeah,
it's
like
not
if I could
necessarily
have his setup,
indicative
I
of somebody
would.
that is necessarily tech savvy. It's somebody that has a decent interior decoration sense, but
Yeah.
it kind of explains everything else that you've said, where he maybe has a decent look but no substance there.
Yeah, and like here and like and like this was the initial reason why I liked covering him, right? Like Tommy said, like I like, and to be fair to him, I've seen a dozen like DMCA false strike cases. They're boring, but
Right.
to me that was like my first time, and like this dude, like it wasn't like this wasn't a Minecraft drama. This wasn't involving pedophiles. This didn't involve rape.
What a shocker for YouTube.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh my god.
No pedophiles involved. What?
Yeah. And like
Oh my
and
God.
like it was like the perfect drama for me because like it was legit like just fun commentary. And so it's like, you get to goof on a guy because like he again he believe like I thought he was a troll at first, right? But no, he legitimately believes everything he says. He believes he is genuinely the number one brand in honesty. He believes
Sure.
he is the best AV YouTuber out there. He believes
This is a perfect example, by the way, of fake it till you make it, and I think he kind of made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, when he replaces Marquez Brownlee and like any YouTube projects, we'll keep an eye out for you, Quantum.
Yeah, keep an eye on his career there for sure.
I know, right? But yeah. And like, I said I wanted to criticize Mischief earlier. Mischief tried to say that Tommy did everything on purpose to get a reaction out of Actman. Here's the thing, right? Tommy is a cynical old man. He's gonna give his opinion even if you don't like
Right.
it. That's the thing with him. It's a thing you gotta accept.
Sure.
And I like when Tommy's trying to be malicious, you know when he's trying to be malicious.
Yeah.
So like him simply questioning Actman on stuff isn't in my opinion isn't him trying to be malicious. It's just what happened.
No, it's necessary. You need a devil's advocate. It's never smart for an entire community of people to all gather around one person with pitchforks in hand and unquestionably go to war for them, right? Like,
Mhm.
we need to introduce some nuance and some stuff into the situation that, like, that's why I like the Tommy C's of the world, the Willie Macks of the world, the people that will come in into an overwhelming one-sided narrative and be like,
Mhm.
well, and you know what? I saw this, by the way, just to go off course for 1 second here with the J Station shit and Nerd City. I love Nerd City, dude. I've actually talked to him once in DMs and stuff. Like, he's a
Uh-huh.
super nice guy. I think he's insanely creative and stuff.
Mhm.
But some of the stuff, I feel like his takes in some of his videos have been a little bit questionable. They introduce like interesting questions, right, as to like guidelines and legal stuff, whatever it might be. And they're always there, like Tommy sees and stuff, to question all that stuff and be like, well, is
Mhm.
it just because the video looks really pretty and fancy and it paints this guy in a really bad light, like somebody like Jay Station, was this still necessarily the right move, right, for
Mhm.
him to lose his channel and everything?
Right, right. Yeah,
So
and
I just to say, it's a long way of saying I
well,
do
like
think it's
even
important.
like
Obviously,
even
I think it's
Tommy
really
said
dumb when
that.
everybody is just behind one person for whatever reason, just because he's
Well,
more popular or
I
something.
think Tommy even said that like he probably deserves to get his channel taken away simply due to the factor of like him trying to intimidate other like family members outside of the drama. S-
Yeah.
Like he just thought like the homophobic tweet stuff. He thought that like getting the mainstream media involved was a dumb idea.
Did the mainstream media get involved?
Well, I mean, yeah. Articles reported on it. Actman was even given interviews with certain articles as well.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, this part flew over my radar for sure.
Yeah. So like that's where that's where that's where I started to wince a bit because like then you're introducing like an
Oh, dude, that's
overcorrection.
always so scary. And whenever
Yeah.
mainstream media gets involved in YouTube stuff, it's getting hot. It's getting dangerous. You don't know if a channel is going to get deleted or banned.
Yeah,
Because the
exactly.
mainstream media, they're like the tattletales of YouTube and like
Mhm.
alternative media platforms. So they're always there ready to write some kind of a salacious headline about why a YouTuber needs to be banned for
Oh
what this
yeah.
and that. And then
Y-
it's no fun anymore. It's like the kid that
Dude,
goes and fucking tells their mom that somebody got hurt while playing like dodgeball. It's like you just ruined all
yeah,
the fucking
yeah.
fun, you
Dude,
know?
as soon as Mr. Beast like makes a genuine mistake, oh my god, they're going to run with that so much.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
yeah.
never thought about that. He kind of really hasn't. Now people just attack him for like his faux philanthropy. People call it, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're
But that's
too
about the most I've
rich.
seen.
You're too rich, Mr. Beast.
Right, right, exactly. You're giving away too much from questionable corporations. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like where like my thing with the quantum stuff ends because like overall I'm glad for the because like unknowingly it blew up my channel. But that's the thing, right? It's like you can go for a topic that you know it's like big in the moment, but then like it goes nowhere, right? Even though you like you're trying to cover it, but then like if you unknowingly get into ground zero and like my views weren't crazy, but it was great for my channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and
Bro, it's a
so
great opportunity, by the way. And this is the kind of shit that other YouTubers, I don't know, they wait for this kind of stuff to happen, to get in on the ground floor
Mhm.
of like a drama that's unfolding, whatever it might be.
Yeah, and like especially like yeah, ironically if it wasn't for the quantum stuff, I would not be. I'm chewing on ice, by the way, so sorry.
Fair enough.
um, um, if it wasn't for quantum, I would probably like I would not be Dave's producer slash editor. You know.
Yeah, dude, I wanted to get into that stuff now. It's actually a nice bow on top. Well, actually, I did want to say one thing. So as of now, just as it stands, Actman is still currently demonetized on YouTube, right?
Yeah, and let me. I hope he gets his monetization back.
I think he will. I think this is just one of those things where eventually someone at YouTube that's high enough on the ladder will get a whiff of all this stuff and be like, nah, yeah, we should probably remonetize him.
That, with that being said, like he should have handled this with 100% seriously. And I get that, like obviously the jokes were satire, right? And I defend his right to make those jokes. But when you're trying to, like when Mudahar said it, when you're trying to create a movement, you need to be 100% serious, and you can't show any weakness. He showed weakness by making those.
And you also can't get caught being antithetical to the movement, right?
And
threatening people with copyright claims and strikes, whatever, when that's what you were standing against in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But so that was bringing me into Dead on Dave and stuff like that, which I'm familiar with him to a certain degree. I know that Tommy C has mentioned him like a million times in the past. Did they used to do a show together?
He was the co-host for Shot from the Point.
Okay. How long ago was this? Because
he was pretty much there since day one. They're army buddies. Their relationship goes back 15 years, man.
Okay. Is Dead on Dave, did he do that live stream with him? This is the one of Tommy C's live streams I always get recommended, where they're reviewing Onision's military history.
that was Dave. That was when he was
okay.
That was when he still had the weight.
I haven't seen him on Tommy C's channel otherwise, I feel like in years. And not that I'm like following everything Tommy C does, but I check in here and there, and I've known about him for the past few years.
Yeah, from what I understand, Dave was kind of done with the drama stuff for a while, and then him and Tommy kind of had a falling out, and they didn't speak for a while. So that's my understanding of it.
Sure.
But hey, they're talking again now.
That's good. And where do you fall into all this? So you said that basically throughout all of this, you got onto producing what Dead on Dave's show?
Yeah, the Mush Puff Club. Yeah, he does obviously it used to be just him and Willie doing a show every Wednesday, but now he's got Willie, he's got Nicholas DiOrio, he's got Matt Pitt, who produces for the Shot from the Point. And then he brings in.
I'm pretty much aware of all of those people.
Yeah, and then actually, this Sunday, he's going to be doing a very special stream. Tipster will be a special guest.
Tipster, man.
Yeah,
that's a great. I don't know if you mean to do this or not, but that's a great segue into Tipster.
What can I say? I'm just a natural live stream.
I'm not gonna keep you much longer because I know this was kind of I didn't really give you parameters for how long the conversation would go or anything like that. So I'm going to try to be conscientious of your time here. If you want to go for another, I don't know, it's 20, 30 minutes. Okay. Or,
oh dude, yeah, I can go a whole lot.
Okay.
Longer.
Hey,
yeah.
No, say no more, dude. I'm glad to hear it. Cause I'd like to pick your brain about some of this stuff, but the Tipster situation, dude, and I saw that you streamed with him, I think just the other day, right?
Yeah, that was sort of like an impromptu thing with Tipster. Tipster's been he's been really supportive of the channel recently. I've seen him occasionally watch my stuff, and then he rated me, and then he did that stream with me, and that's really helped my watch hours because I'm at the subscriber threshold now. I just need the watch hours.
Watch time.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's like
the watch time thing is it's a pain because all it can take, dude, is one good video, one good long live stream, and then it's just that's how it happened for my channel. One video in particular that just blew up. It was a commentary on this crazy girl, basically.
That's usually how they all start, right? This crazy man this crazy man and or chick.
Pretty much, dude. It's this reality TV girl, and then it's just this thing that just happened. It just carried the channel to monetization over the course of 1 or 2 months. So I hope it gets you there too. Absolutely. And so I'm glad that you have support and stuff from Tipster. That being said, obviously I don't want you to shit on Tipster or anything, but obviously he has been somewhat of a trending topic in commentary circles the past few weeks because of all the shit that's been going on. Would you talk about that at all, or is that
yeah, I talked about this several times on Dave's stream and my own stuff. I personally don't find any of the messages he sent weird at all. That being said, I personally would not have sent them. But
now, he got into it with Augie because Augie, I believe, reported on this stuff, and he reported on it from a perspective of this is kind of grimy, right?
He from what I understand, he didn't like how they were covering it. But then, like, okay, so like I like I said, I do the show with Nick, right? And Nick's
Sure.
perspective on it was like, I think, perfectly fine. He's like, look, the reason why we never reached out to you, Tipster, was because when you delete when you delete your social media presence, we think that you don't want to talk.
That's fair enough, too, by the
Yeah.
way. I think that's reasonable, right? That means you just went ghost mode. You're fucking Jason Bourne in the wind, you know?
Yeah.
Which seemed, by the way, like a very rash decision on Tipster's part. It's kind of hilarious when you think
Yeah.
about
Well,
it in
then like
retrospect. Because it's not like the stuff was that bad. Like the worst
Mhm.
that I saw, and again, this is something that I'm not super knowledgeable on, but I am an expert in like half-ass knowledge in like everything. So that's where, my expertise lies. But I know the worst thing was that he commented on like the girl's friend being kind of cute and she was like 16 and he didn't know.
Legit, that's like the worst thing, and even then, it's
Right,
not. It's
right.
not
Which,
that. It's not
fair
that
enough.
bad.
I wouldn't have fucking said it. But I can see why it's
Mm.
problematic. I hate that word problematic, but anyway, you know what I mean.
Oh,
It's
oh
not
my
very
god!
like
And the stupidest part of like, cause like the whole, oh my god, the Dojangles thing was so stupid. Like, you were being creepy. You sent a Facebook friend request.
that's so
And
fucked up,
like
dude.
that's the
And
like
what's so fucked up is
this is
go
oh
ahead, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, yeah. So I just want to make this point. The weird point of that drama was like, oh, you were trying to be friends with me so that way you could cozy up to Colossal is crazy. But like, if Tipster wanted to cozy up to Colossal, he had Tommy.
Yeah, well, not to mention several other people that are kind of I don't know, tacitly revolving around Colossal is crazy. Plus, I feel like Colossal is crazy if you're in with Tommy. You're right. That's a very easy like means to talk to Colossal,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah. And
they
so
did a
like,
show together for years, for God's sake.
yeah, and I feel like I'm sure Doe Jangles probably has legitimate reasons to not like Tipster because like apparently according to her it's been like a 4-year thing, right? But like,
A 4-year like thing of like them messaging each other,
no,
or
no, no, no. Like it's a 4-year thing of like and like Tipster's admitted this, like when he's in drama with you, or like he thinks you're being stupid, he'll block you and then he'll like unblock you, and then he'll follow back. Like obviously, um like yeah, it's I would say that's an annoying thing, but you know what, like you could permanently block him. But also here's the other thing: Dojangles is also friends with Oki's Weird Stories and Technicals. And if you remember, Tipster, Nick, and Augie got into a thing with Technicals especially. And
yeah,
she saw I guess she saw blood in the water to try and get a gotcha at Tipster, so that way she can like defend her friend's honor.
so she can defend technicals.
Defend Oki's. I think
Okie,
Oki
okay.
more because like Tipster blasted him on stream and like clipped
Yes,
it.
I know about all this. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And so like that's how I viewed it. Like she was able to like find a gotcha against him. And then like
sure.
this crazy AP, like I understand like they patched it up and like they signed like they did a thing where like they agreed not to talk about each other. But like here's the thing, right? AP, it was this crazy, like, oh my god, like she wrote this manifesto where she blamed her usage of the N-word on Tipster's stream because of DoorDash. And then
What?
yeah, yeah. And then like she blamed like trying to fit in on Discord for her alcoholism.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
This just sounds like it's typical fucking YouTube, like, I don't know,
it's
e-girl excuse bullshit. You know what I mean? I was in a bad
it was
state of mind, whatever,
yeah, yeah.
like.
I made a severe and continuous lapse in judgment.
Right, right, right.
But yeah, like it was just it was really dumb. It was really dumb. I think if Tipster supposedly this AP chick was like the one who was mainly influencing him to delete all of his videos when he stopped doing commentary.
Really?
Yeah, because apparently she talked about how like she deleted her whole TikTok page and then like it was so much better for her mental health. And like this was the
I guess
thing. Like she,
I can see the logic in that. But it's a different story when it's your livelihood. And I know Tipster, from what I can see, has been doing this shit full time for a little
no,
while
no, no,
now,
no, no, no.
right?
That's a misconception. He has a full-time job.
Oh,
YouTube has always been a hobby.
oh, well, good for him then.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he
yeah,
looks like he's nailing stuff out all the time. So if he's got a full time job, that's actually pretty impressive.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hashtag respect the grind, I guess.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
But as it stands now with Tipster, he just kind of just snapped back into existence one day, right? Like recently.
Well, it's like he was taking a break just in general, and then like
Sure.
he was going to continue doing the just gaming stuff, and now he's back to kind of doing commentary. Like he's
Yeah.
not doing like the formatted stuff like he used to do, like
Sure.
where you make a custom thumbnail for it and everything.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, got it.
yeah,
That's a pain in the ass, by the way. I
yeah.
hate that shit.
Oh, I like doing it actually.
A part of me does if I'm excited about the video, but it's a fine line, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
Depends.
yeah. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like him and Augie for a while had similar numbers at one point, but then like Tipster, like he was still covering drama, but he didn't do it in the correct format, and by that I meant he just titled it like a regular gaming stream, and
Hmm.
then like
And then yeah, so it wasn't very good in the SEO,
yeah,
basically,
yeah. So
right?
it's like the average viewer didn't know, oh my God, this is supposed to be a drama stream, And so
Right.
like numbers started dropping. There were a lot of like unsubscriptions from him, and like it's unfortunate because like here's the thing, right? I hope you guys all take notes of how nerdy. I'm sorry, I'm skimming through my chat.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
um, it was one of those. It's odd because like from the like because when I do my live stream format, especially like I'm heavily inspired by Tommy, like I guess old school at this point, Tipster, and then Tommy. Like that's like they really inspired how I do my format when
Sure.
it comes to like coverage of like drama when it comes to live streams. It but like seeing Tipster come back is nice, and like it's cool that he's doing the drama stuff. Ultimately though, like and like I had prior conversations with him about this, not in private, because he would occasionally be in streams that I was in, and like yeah, I ultimately you have to enjoy what you're doing, right? Like because like if you're just pumping out content of the popular stuff just for the sake of it, you
Hmm.
might as well just be doing a regular 9 to 5 job,
Yes,
because
soulless, soulless. I so
yeah,
agree with that.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, because like I do YouTube because I'm passionate about it, because I
Sure.
enjoy what I talk about, despite the fact that it's petty, majority of the time. Yeah, it's just fun, goofy stuff,
If it interests you, why not? Is it petty? Because
Yeah,
obviously there's a
yeah.
market for it.
Like,
People are
do
interested in it.
in the grand scheme of things, are people gonna care about the Discord drama of a user not showering? Props to anyone who gets that reference.
I actually don't, but it's so I guess broad when talking about Discord mods and stuff that it can just apply like universally to a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Like who cares about this Reddit thread? Like, right? But yeah, like this has always been my thing. Like, be passionate about what you're talking about. If you're just doing it for like the soulless reason of making money, then you shouldn't be doing it, in my opinion.
I love that, dude. It's
Hmm.
like my channel in particular came about with my wife and I, and we traveled a lot. And I remember in like 2014, I was like, we should like, I don't know, vlog this stuff or like, record some of this stuff, the trips we go on, just because in particular, like a lot of crazy shit would happen to us when we traveled. Uh, Very bizarre experiences, weird encounters with people. And I was like, this is very strange. Like, I feel like if we recorded this stuff, it would be entertaining.
Hmm.
And then we didn't end up making a channel for a long time. So that was in 2014. And then I just let it lie. And then finally in like 2019 or something like that, towards the end of 2019, I finally just like made a channel, and we like took some trips and recorded some stuff. And then the pandemic hit, dude, like
Right, right.
2 months into it. And so when you make a channel that is revolved around like travel and stuff, and then all of a sudden the whole fucking world is locked down like a prison, not very fun, but there was still that kind of creative itch, if you will, to still post content and do stuff.
Mhm.
So, we started to react to some shit. We react to like TLC stuff, like 90 Day Fiance, and like other like reality type shows, which ended up, kind of, as much as it was like a hobby, ended up doing well, for the most part. Like people
Right,
found us
right.
that way. That's how I found this like crazy bitch that I referenced earlier, Heather and stuff. And then I noticed, it's funny, dude, and I don't know if you can relate to this at all. Let me know. But there are peaks and valleys, I think, with YouTube and I guess putting out content, where there are times where I feel incredibly motivated and eager to put stuff out. But then, and this is obviously what people would call burnout, I guess,
Mhm.
where let's say you're going for like, I don't know, a week straight, and you decide, that you want to start putting more and more content out. This doesn't happen with everybody, but in my case, the more content that I put out, the sloppier it would get.
Oh,
Does
well,
that
that's the thing with like daily, like I'm not saying you are one, but like daily content creators, like the leafy types,
Mhm.
oh yeah, like I commend anyone who can just randomly talk into the void for 10 minutes about like a random topic. Good on you. Get your bag, queen. All the
Sure.
pro
Right.
positive stuff. Um but yeah, like yeah, you do like. Well, then again, the sloppiness can be an appeal to sometimes, like depending on where the sloppiness is, right? Like obviously, like I have had people who like 100% hate gameplay commentary and think every video of commentary needs to be a troll video.
I have no knowledge
Right.
of any of
Super
this.
well done,
This is
edited,
so
Yeah, yeah,
super
and
bizarre.
professional.
yeah, and like that's like a gatekeeping mindset, like that's not to me that's not healthy. Um so like you kind of need the game, like or at least like, cuz like I'm topic commentary, Augie's topic commentary, but we don't use gameplay for the most part. Occasionally I'll use gameplay.
Sure.
But yeah, like you need topic commentary for the simple fact of like it's easy to digest, especially like when you're researching stuff, like, oh, like
Mhm.
what happened here? Oh, here's like a short 10-minute video explaining this stuff with the screenshots or et cetera, you
Right.
know?
And those can do tremendously well, by the way, especially in the middle of a drama or something, just something quick for people to refer to, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but also too, I don't know. Do you know who Jalen is, or Jaden as they go by on
Yes.
YouTube?
Yes and
This
no.
is
I've seen the name thrown around several times.
so. Well,
And I've seen like people talk shit about them on
oh,
YouTube or Twitter, rather.
they're like a Minecraft commentary channel, right? So they're
Right.
the type of person who like always they like I know I've been annoying talking about my numbers recently in the past couple of months because like the subscriber goal and everything. Um but the thing is, like yeah, take that W when like you get that video that's like ranked number one, you take that, right? But then
Right.
like don't be complaining about when like you're in a dip period, because like even PewDiePie has that, right? Or like he had that where it's like, yeah, he
Sure.
has like massive rises and then like massive dips, right? Because like
Yeah.
YouTubers always experience that. Like eventually even
Yeah.
Mr. Beast is going to experience that. I
That's
mean,
life itself, right? You can't be on a constant trajectory upwards, you know?
right, right. So like a bad video for her is like 40K views, right? So
Right.
um yeah, occasionally you're going to have like for example me, like I'm going to consistently get videos that have like 10 views on them for a very long time. Um but then you'll occasionally hit a video where 100 views, or like,
Right,
oh,
dude.
here.
I wouldn't say that, by the way. First of all, like I've seen you referenced obviously a few times in bigger videos the past couple of weeks.
Oh, dude.
Obviously I
Oh, like the
understand, it's good to
scarce.
remain modest. What's that?
Oh, like, oh my God. Like when I saw like he didn't play a clip of me or anything, but when I saw my thumbnail in a scarce video,
Yeah, sure.
like dude,
And there you go, dude. That's when you know you're on the right path, and you have to capture that momentum, obviously. You
yeah,
know,
keep in mind, I'm younger, like I'm 20. I was
sure.
watching Scarce during the grade 8 underway and Keemstar drama. So like I was in middle school for that. And so like seeing a
That was what,
thumb
like 2014,
yeah, like
2015?
2015, yeah, around
Yeah.
there. So like seeing my thumbnail in a video from a creator I was watching in middle school, like that
Yeah.
was
No,
like
it's surreal. Sure.
yeah, it's like really like, oh my god, that happened.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah. That's which, that's the whole idea. There's a few ways to, I guess, blossom on YouTube. Some it's just, hard work, literally. Persistence over and over again, day after day, week after week.
Mhm.
There's other ways like Mischief experienced, where you'll get involved in something and just fucking blow up overnight. Shout outs, whatever it might be. And
Mhm.
then there's the YouTube. I call this like the YouTube grace of God like method, where for whatever fucking reason, and God knows what, scientists might find the answer if they look really deep into the algorithms and stuff. You'll put a video out and it'll just get fucking recommended to like a shit ton of people
Yeah,
for
yeah,
whatever
like it
reason.
will just random like it just never happened to me, but like randomly a video of yours will get 20,000 views or something like
Yes, it
that.
just hit, dude. It'll just fucking hit. And that's happened to me several times, which is very weird. And now one thing I noticed, by the way, is you'll see this piece of advice thrown around on YouTube a lot, where it's
Mhm.
like, hey, you ever get that one video that finally breaks out and like hits like 20,000, 30,000, fifty
Mhm.
thousand views? The most important thing you can do is follow up with another video like as soon as you can. That is
Yeah, yeah,
bullshit.
that's yeah, that's always like what I've heard. But like here's the thing, right? It's like people watch you for the topic, but you need to have them stay for the personality. And like
Yeah.
it's fine to cover trends, but you like admittedly, I'm a very monotone, I'm a very boring person usually. Like
I
I, and
wouldn't
I
say that. I would say that you have quite the right voice. In fact, I find you easy to listen to, which is why I was interested in speaking with you in the first place.
oh well,
So
thank
take
you.
that for what it's worth, you know.
Yeah, thank you. But obviously, like people, I'm just saying, like in general, like people might not like my personality, and like that's something you need to acknowledge. Like just because like a million, like let's say a million people watch your video, that doesn't mean a million people are going to subscribe to you.
Right.
Maybe let's be generous and say 250 people subscribe to you, you know? But
Sure.
out of that 250, maybe 100k of those people are going to be consistently watching you for the main content, right? And
Right.
then like half of those people are going to be watching like your side projects here and there, so you
Yeah,
always
like
have
and
to
like
keep that.
everything that you like do and put out. Right, right.
Yeah, yeah. So and oh my god, especially like if you're like, you need to advertise to your, like even if you're a big channel, you have to advertise the fact that, and you have to be consistent with streams, because like Augie, he is a 50, like he's almost 60k now, but like he is a sub 100k YouTuber. I've seen creators who like have 200k and like they're still not able to make YouTube their full-time job. Augie, with the thanks of like consistently streaming, has been able to do this full time.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah, dude,
he
I've been following Augie since like the John Swan shit,
Mhm.
and I remember specifically him. This is really funny, actually. It's a bit of irony. Them, from what I understand, him and John Swan kind of knew each other, but they were both on the come up. And then John Swan, and Augie has mentioned this in the past, just surpassed Augie like very quickly out of nowhere because of his like, I don't know, commentary videos that he put out or
Oh yeah,
something like
his
that.
his his videos on Susie Liu, Chris
Yes,
Hansen.
he has the Susie Lou stuff, right? That's exactly fucking slipped my mind. Yeah, and then it's just so, and obviously you understand where I'm getting at here. The twist of irony that in John Swan surpassing Augie, and then Augie, being low key, I'm sure he wasn't really jealous, but a little bit like oh man, and then John Swan just fucking just shitting his career down the fucking
Well, John
toilet,
Swan did
and
that
then
to
all
himself
just
because he
consistently
decided to
doing
hang
live
out.
streams and not surpassing him. I don't think he has more subs than, does he have more subs than John Swan yet?
No, no, but I would argue he has way more influence. He has
Yes,
way
way
more
more influence and
influence.
engagement, and yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, like
which is hilarious, dude, because it's like
Augie
fucking
has the influence of a 500k YouTube,
yeah,
500k
for sure.
YouTuber.
Like you see big channels that can't pull in like more than like I don't know 1,000 people for a live stream. I'm talking like million sub YouTubers sometimes, and then Augie is consistently at like I don't know 2,000 like viewer 1.5
Oh,
something like
on
that.
his casual gaming streams, he gets around 700, which
Yeah.
doesn't sound like a lot, but that's
No, it
700
is, dude.
people.
No, I mean I
Mhm.
understand. Like, so I will acknowledge that's
Yeah,
good. That's
and
great, honestly.
like in terms of like YouTube, like like YouTube streaming in general, you have to play it smart, and by that I mean like you kind of have to approach the setup of the live stream as like you're making a video. Get that thumbnail down, get
Yeah,
like that really good title. And then like obviously the stream from there, you just gotta keep up a good personality during it. You gotta
sure.
be entertaining, make your points, and
And that's the
don't
thing with
leave dead
Augie's
air.
streams, by the way, is that they are on even like you mentioned the gaming streams. The thing is, you don't really know what they'll turn into, and that's
That's
that
the
kind of
exciting thing
mystery
of
that I
it.
like about it is it
Hmm.
can turn in from a gaming stream to all of a sudden there's like 5 people fucking debating each other about like
Yeah.
CP or some shit, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, like that's like the thrilling thing. Oh my God, did you see what happened on Augie's stream? Like, no, I thought it was just a
Right.
gaming stream, you know? And that's what keeps people glued in. Like,
Yeah, it's fascinating. There's a market for it. It's like
mhm.
a fucking a gossiping water cooler conversation, you know, except there's a bunch of people involved, you know, and a shit ton of viewers. So,
Yeah,
yeah, that is
yeah.
fascinating for sure.
And like the thing is, Augie has played it super. Like he does the thing that like I've seen like a lot of people slip on, including myself most of the time, is he clips this he clips his live streams.
The juicy stuff,
He
right?
oh yeah, I mean like he always records his live streams, and then like if something interesting happened, he can get a highlight of it done by the next day of the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like he's able to pump out really good content like that.
That's
And then
very smart, and you see that with a lot of like the big comedy podcasts out there.
oh yeah, yeah.
Where it's like it's becoming like kind of a proven method where if you take a bunch of the more spicy clips from like a 2 hour live stream or whatever, clip them out, give them their own specific thumbnails and titles.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's like a very proven formula, I think, for at least maybe not success, but like a start to something,
Yeah, and then like YouTube
some
Shorts
momentum.
can help out too with that.
Right.
You clip a really funny moment like that's under like a minute
Oh,
long.
look at that fucking guy, dude. He just came out of nowhere. Salvo pancakes.
Oh, oh, Salvo.
It's funny because he always gets a different reaction depending on who you bring his name up to.
Obviously, I know he's a troll. I don't think he's serious
Oh my
whatsoever.
god, dude. I
But
know that
like,
him and Augie, like Augie hates him, I think,
no, no,
right?
no, no, no,
But
no.
the
Augie
guy's
doesn't
just a
hate him.
shit poster and just came up
Yeah.
fucking out of nowhere.
Augie doesn't
And
hate
he's
him.
kind of fucking hilarious
It's
in a
just,
way. His cadence and the way he delivers these like
dude,
videos and
he's
shorts.
he's very hit or miss. He's actually very hit or miss because like obviously the objective is to stay in character, but then he
Yes.
slips. He slips.
Sure.
He slips too often for me.
Well, what I can see, and I totally see what you're saying there, is that I think he has trouble sometimes sticking with the bit. Which, if he sticks with the bit, I think personally, his comedy is subjective. I think it's
Mhm.
fucking hilarious. But then there are sometimes where he does these shorts, and he appears to be somewhat genuine, I guess, about like what he's covering. And once you sense that there's a level of seriousness to it, I think it kind of destroys the illusion a little bit, you know?
What I will find funny though is when like the Nick and Augie detractors like see him like do a clip or like do a stream of like crapping on Nick or Augie, and like they don't know it's a bit. Like it's fun, like that's generally funny because they think they found someone. Like, oh my god, we found a fellow Augie hater, you know?
Right, right,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And so like,
That's A-level trolling, right? Isn't it? It's like you convince the audience, or rather you're forcing the audience to partake in the show. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's like
Like
that very like
he had. I know you brought him up. He had Nerd City on like in his comment section, thinking that like he was leaking genuine nudes of Nicholas
yes.
DiOrio.
Yes, dude, that was fucking like, and you know what, dude? Listen, Nicholas D'Oreo, he's good at what he does too. Nothing bad to say about him, but when fucking Salvo was going up to that girl in public randomly and showing pictures of like Nicholas D'Oreo, did you see that one?
I've heard about it. I didn't see
So
it.
he went up to people in public and he's like, "Are you?" He's He's like, "Are you concerned about this gentleman like here?" And he shows like a printed out picture of Nicholas D'Oreo and just getting reactions from random fucking people just trying to go about their day in the park. And then he stops this one girl and has like this in-depth conversation with her. And he's like, "Are you concerned about his well-being and stuff, you know,
Oh my
considering
god.
his like weight?" And she's
Yeah.
like, she's like this like kind of like, I don't know, like ditzy Hispanic girl. Like she was a little overweight too. She's like, I would be a little bit, I think it could be a little bit of an issue.
Oh
Like,
my god, I love this comment for one of my mods. Augie's haters are low key gay for him, especially Sen.
yeah, you know, I can see that. Augie obviously draws a lot of people, so you're gonna get all kinds of
Oh
people.
yeah, especially when like you're like Augie is purposefully a polarizing figure. So is Nick. Like
But
they
that's the
are.
way to do it, dude. In fact,
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
I like Augie. He doesn't disavow shit for no reason. He's not
But at the same
just
time,
like a sanitized fucking pristine streamer, right?
he's
Like
being
he's gotten
honest with
banned
you.
several times.
Oh,
Go ahead, sorry.
like what I was saying was he's being honest with you about it. Like he's not trying to like put on like a fake persona with it. Because
Plus,
like
the kid was streaming out of like his fucking closet not too long ago. I mean, you can't get more authentic
and
than
like
that, you know?
dude, like you have to have nothing but massive respect for the dude because
Mhm.
like I've seen like we've all seen like creators like who have like that flash in the pan success and not being able to maintain that. He's
Yeah,
able to maintain that growth, you know.
sure.
Obviously like his viral video is child abuse caught live on Twitch, you know. And then he's been able to like ride that consistently ever since. And I
That's the
like
key. That's
mhm.
the thing, man. Yeah.
And
And
like
you're right, because it is hard to do. Not
yeah,
everybody can do it, obviously.
and
And
like oh sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead, please do, by all means.
Like what I've seen from the detractors is especially like the group in question, uh they want to replace Nick, Augie, Tipster, Tommy. The thing is, it's like you have like in order to attract the audience, especially like their audience from like watching them consistently to watching you consistently, it's not just oh you have to cover the drama really well. You have to be charismatic. You have to be what's the word I'm looking for? Just really
Unique?
unique, really engaging, funny, and I'm granted I haven't watched a lot of like the detractors content partly because from what I've heard about them, I've heard it's like better to just stay away in general.
Sure.
Um, so like obviously better safe to be sorry, but like if they have like those qualities about them they need to they need to stop like being direct competition with them, like always trying to be like the first ones to trying to get a gotcha on them, and just
Right.
focus on your own content and
Oh
making
yeah, I mean, if you're chasing somebody, obviously, in their career, right, then that's, you know, I don't know, that's a recipe for disaster. It's like you mentioned earlier, if you're doing YouTube just for like money or something like that,
mhm.
it becomes like a soulless 9 to 5 job and there's no
Yeah,
passion in
yeah.
it, you know?
Like I don't know about you, but like the people who like make their whole content about like Wings of Redemption, for example. Like to me, if you do that, you're a complete loser. You're just as pathetic as he is because like you dedicate your entire online existence for an irrelevant fat dude on the internet.
Oh, you're talking about like the clippers, right? The people
Oh
that like
yeah,
follow him and like clip all his shit or whatever.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like to me, like those people are like just as pathetic as he is because they dedicate like some of them literally a decade of their life just trolling this dude.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You know, there's a spectrum to be sure, because obviously there are the people that are absolutely obsessed. They get banned from his chat every day and make 1,000 fucking, you know, different accounts so they can keep getting back in, trolling him, donating to him just so they can fucking, call the bank and fucking cancel the donation or whatever, you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
all that shit. That's pretty fucked up. The people that, you know, casually like, I think I casually enjoy Wings of Redemption and the people that like clip him
Oh yeah.
sometimes. Mostly because, by the way, he's a Twitch streamer, and this is just me. I fucking hate Twitch. I made an
Yeah.
account. I've tried to watch people on Twitch. I've tried to watch, people like Destiny in the
I hate
past
the
on
UI
Twitch,
of
or
it
Moist Critical,
specifically.
and I just prefer their YouTube
Like
clips.
oh yeah, like I hate the UI of Twitch because like
Mhm.
when I do a YouTube live stream or I'm in a YouTube live stream, not only am I seeing the usernames, I'm seeing everyone's profile picture, and like to me it's just
Yeah.
like I think YouTube just has a cleaner setup overall. Better.
Cleaner, yes, cleaner interface for sure.
hmm but yeah, back like I would say like to a certain extent I'm a casual enjoyer of like DSP stuff because like I'm a fan of It's a Gundam and like
Oh, how can you not be, bro? Of the DSP stuff. And yeah, I'm familiar with It's a Gundam. Yeah.
yeah, and then like one of It's a Gundam's one of his most popular videos is like a 4-hour video on
Yep.
DSP, and
Yeah,
like
bro.
dude,
Listen, I've tried to actually watch it, and and every now and then I'll put it on when I'm trying to get to sleep or whatever. Just
I
because
do
it's
the
one of those videos
same.
that's so long, it's like good to fall asleep to,
Yeah, or like when I'm editing something and like I need background noise, that's what I put on
Sure.
too.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, like I'm talking specifically about the people who like do the extreme examples that you were like talking about, like creating like the 1,000 alt accounts, constantly hacking his PlayStation account, canceling the donations. Yeah, it's like why bother, you know? Like
That's a very interesting philosophical question in itself. It's almost like, in a sense, they have become a part of Wings of Redemption, whether it willingly or unwillingly, and they are just as responsible in a way for creating this entertainment, this show for people, as Wings is. You know what I mean? And I
yeah,
think,
kinda.
to answer your question a little bit, because you're like, obviously, and I agree with you, by the way, to some extent, like, yeah, a lot of them, some fucking losers, the people that take it way too far, very fucked up. But there's a part of me that's like, if Wings reacted, or rather didn't react to it, maybe that's what it is,
Mhm.
then I don't think this market would have sprung up.
Oh
you
yeah, for
know
sure, for sure. Obviously, like the root of it is ultimately DSP and like Wings' fault. But it's like at the same time, I think
it's the
like
anatomy of a lolcow, dude.
yeah. Like I
It's
think
like, it's what's fascinating about it is, like, one day, and a lot of these people, they are just known, like, they're known as a lolcow throughout the community, and people don't usually pinpoint the origins of when they became that way, but
mhm.
it's a slow buildup, right? It's like a few instances happen over time. And once you're branded as that kind of forever, unless you just leave the internet or something, right?
Oh yeah, for the most part. But like you have to, especially like when you take an L, like you have to own that L.
Hmm.
So it's
Sure.
like, because like if you do the whole thing of like, well, so and so is responsible for this and I didn't, like so and so misinterpreted this way,
It's
like
the Weasleyness, dude, especially if somebody like a DSP. It's the
mhm.
Weasleyness of always slithering out of accountability for every little fucking thing that you get called out for, you know?
Yeah, and so it's just like it's better like for me, like my like, because obviously I'm sure there are people who like are aware of me now and hate my content, right? So it's like people and that's completely fine. People are not allowed to like my content. I am like I publicly produce videos, I give out my opinions, and people are allowed to disagree with me, obviously that's just that
Sure.
comes with the game.
That's how
uh,
it is. Yeah, that's
yeah,
how it
like
goes.
or like even if I was just like if like let's say if I was still making like review content, people are allowed to disagree with my review. People are allowed to say my review is bad.
Right.
So like you're always gonna have people who like make a video on you just like to crap on you, right? So like
Yeah.
just ignore it. Like just ignore it unless like there's like genuinely serious accusations they're throwing your way.
Sure.
But
Which is
like
a very interesting and important distinction, by the way. You're right. If it's something like somebody calling you out for, some degenerate, fucked up behavior that you're not guilty of, then yeah, you got to defend
yeah,
yourself. I think the court of public opinion
oh
is
yeah.
incredibly important,
Well, it
especially
depends on
nowadays in
how
the
you
age of
react.
social media, you
It
know?
depend. It depends on how you react to it too, though, because like
Right.
people can see that like the bases have no claim, but like if you react a certain way, like it could.
You'll get caught up in the reaction, and then they'll take that as a sign of guilt, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So like it's just like you have to
Which,
be.
by the way, that's an interesting example of that. To circle back to Tipster, is I think that's where the hate, or not the hate necessarily, but that's where it started to build up and people started to talk about it more, was his reaction and him privating like all of his
Oh
videos and
yeah, and
stuff.
like I've always been consistently a Tipster fan, but I will say that was always that was always a crutch he had, was like how he would always go about content. I mean, not content,
Sure. Well, yeah, or the
reactions.
reaction to
Cause like
something,
he would
right?
always respond to like two follower Andes, you know. So like like ultimately, it's probably best like to like as much as it hurts his like promotional aspect, it's best if he just stops doing the Twitter thing in general and just like does the content casually, you know? I think
Right.
that's a really healthy way to look about it. Me personally, I think I've been in a couple of like Twitter arguments, you know, but it's like I got into one with a YouTuber called a Cheeto. Not in like the dude was being stupid. But yeah, like
Sure.
you have to like what I'm
Dude, the
trying to
pull
say.
of Twitter is toxic. It's like this mythological fucking being that just
Ironically,
you can't,
that's
once you have an account and you are there, it's, I don't know. It's fucking,
ironic.
it pulls you in.
Yeah,
You can't escape it.
ironically, like that's what everyone agrees with. Is like is that Twitter's toxic, but they can't pull away from it.
Right.
That's the
That's the
hilarious
thing.
thing.
That's the irony. It's like you want, well, not necessarily the irony, but like you, in my case, I avoided Twitter for such a long time, dude. I just fucking broke down finally and made an account like a year ago.
Oh yeah, because like
And
it's good for like when you need to reach out to
news.
creators or like
Yes, but it's good
news.
for news and to see what's going on and what's trending and what's the topics, you know,
Yeah,
because
and then
nowadays
like
no,
if
like
you
virtually nobody gets their fucking news from like a homepage of like a website or like a
yeah,
newspaper
exactly.
or fucking TV.
If you have just the right hashtag, like that could blow up your video.
Yes. Agreed. I mean, it's happened to me before. Yeah. So I like, I'm living proof of that. There's been videos that I put on there, and you know, I don't do it all the time, and I should, but you should always fucking tweet your video out with the hashtags about, you know, whatever you're talking about, and it'll always give
Exactly,
it
yeah.
at least a little boost.
Oh yeah, and then always obviously like use the hashtags in the videos too, because YouTube also has like the hashtag system, and then use those
Right.
hashtags into tags, like just
Right.
regular
Right.
tags in
Right.
your videos.
Yes, that's smart, by the way, and I agree. But no, dude, yeah, Twitter is like there's a level, again, it's a spectrum. It's like, you know, you have to maintain some distance from it for
Hmm.
it to be fun and for you to utilize it, I think, correctly as it was intended to be utilized. Because it's like most of the time I'm laughing because I do argue with people on Twitter sometimes.
Oh, same
I
here,
actually
same
did a
here.
yeah, right. It's like it's inevitable. You'll see a fucking dumb take, and God knows, I'm sure half the time it's trolls baiting and shit, but it does happen. And like for me, I actually the first time I got a taste of power, which was hilarious, was I basically fucking tweeted a meme that I made. I don't know if you know anything about this, but I made a meme. I wasn't a big fan of the Batman movie, the most recent one, you know,
Oh
and I
yeah.
just had some criticisms. I liked it aesthetically and whatever, but there were some things that I didn't like. And I saw this trend out of nowhere, like the day after Batman got released, dude. Okay, literally the day after it came out in theaters worldwide, there was fucking video essay after video essay after video essay popping up in my fucking recommended feed telling me to, you know, or not telling me to, but telling me that Batman was like the greatest fucking work of art ever fucking
Right,
conceptualized by a man.
yeah. Well, like compared to like the DC films that we were getting, including like the
Oh, phenomenally better, leagues better, for sure.
exactly, especially
Yeah.
Batman v Superman, like
Yes, like so that's agreed there, right? But then I had to think to myself, I'm like, these video essays, some of them, you know, 30, 40 minutes long, fully edited, like they had a bias going into this movie and they were looking to confirm their bias. And
hmm.
I, in my opinion, and I had comments that were pointing this out when I did the live stream, saying, like, I think that a lot of these fucking video essayists made the video before the fucking movie came out, or at least part of it,
Oh, you
and then
think?
released it after so they can hop on that fucking trending bandwagon of Batman. You know what I mean? Like, what's everybody gonna
Mhm.
do after they see the new Batman movie? Go on YouTube and type, hey,
Oh
new
yeah,
Batman
right.
movie review explained, right?
Right. Like I had a buddy who like used to do commentary, but now he completely switched over to Batman content, although I haven't seen him upload stuff in a while. But like he did like a review of the Batman movie. His channel was dead for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He got like 5K off that video. And like that was just like him like in his room just talking about the film. So like I can only
That's hilarious, dude.
imagine.
That's exactly, by the way, like that happened to me similarly. Like I just like I don't know how my channel was doing before then, but it's just one of those things. Once again, I did fucking live. It was like 3 a.m. and I just wrote down some thoughts about the movie, and 'cause I'm a fucking huge Batman fan. I always have been.
Mhm.
And I just give my criticisms, and then next thing you know, for like the next like 2 months, it's like carrying my channel with like fucking like I don't know, like 100 people fucking watching it every day. I think it racked
Right,
up like 6 or 7 thousand views, which considering a smaller channel, that's fairly good. But my point is to go back to the Twitter stuff before, dude. It shows you the power that you have on Twitter, like that anybody has, rather. And it's the reason why it's simultaneously such a great platform and also such a toxic, depraved shithole where anybody can court anybody into a response.
especially when like you like because like if you know someone prior to the Twitter stuff, you pick up on their humor,
Right?
and so like but like when you're just seeing the void of tweets from people, you don't know if they're making genuine statements
Yeah,
or if
exactly.
they're
You can't read
just
their tone of
stupid.
voice. Yes.
Exactly, unless like they're being like obnoxious with it, like they include like 100 emojis to express
Emoji.
the
Yes.
irony.
Right. No, I totally agree with that, and it's why I went on just to finish this. So I went onto Twitter once. This is, like I said, this is the first time I got a taste of like the Twitter power, and I tagged 4 creators that I saw put out video essays on the Batman, and it was a fucking meme that I made where I took all 4 thumbnails. It was like, just to name drop, and I have no hate towards any of these channels. For me, it was a funny joke, but it was like High Top Films or whatever. If you're familiar with him, he
Mhm.
does like movie reviews and stuff. He's a movie
Right, right,
reviewer.
right, right.
And then a few other like content creators ranging in subscribers from 10,000 to like, I don't know, 300,000. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I tagged all of them in the shit post, basically, which was something so fucking dumb. It was like, I put all their four thumbnails together in the meme, and then I put a little tag or something, a little quote, which was like, say something enough times or something like, no, if you repeat a lie enough times, it will start to become true. And then I put like hyphen, like, I don't know, Goebbels or something like that, dude. And then so it was just this shit, such a lazy shit tier fucking post. And then and the reason was because I had all these fucking recommendeds coming up, and I just wanted to do something funny, bro. All of the people I tagged responded to me.
Oh
Fucking High
no.
Top Films, who is like, I don't know, 200, 300,000 subscribers, maybe more, responded to me just with like a simple like, what? And then everybody else responded too. And then I got swarmed by fucking
Oh
people that
no.
were fucking, pissed off at me, saying, what the fuck are you even talking about, dude? How does a Batman movie review equate to Hitler or Goebbels? And I'm sitting there fucking dying, dude. Like, no fucking way. Like,
Right, right. And
I threw the bait out there. It was lazy. It was kind of, I don't know, kind of hack, kind of funny, whatever. And I had swarms of people believing that I truly believed this opinion. And then I realized, though, in that moment, as I'm showing my wife and fucking laughing with her about all the people that are fucking like coming now and mentioning me and like replying, I'm like, this is true power. Like you can get like anybody to respond if you use the right combination of words, if you get them during the right time of the day, maybe if they skip their breakfast and they're a little bit cranky,
right,
like you
right.
have that power,
They haven't had their 3 o'clock martini yet.
Right, dude. It's a fascinating case study, but that's why Twitter is so prevalent in our culture. It's why it blew up, because if you remember the concept of Twitter, and I know you're a little bit younger. I'm 29. But
Mhm.
when Twitter first became a thing, I didn't have an account, but I always heard about it. And I remember the idea of being able to contact celebrities directly for me, just hearing about it on its face was fascinating, and yet also it sent a chill down my spine because I
Oh
was like,
yeah, all
no
the
good
crazy
can come
fans.
of this,
Well, luckily, like there are settings where you can like choose whether or not people can open DMs with you.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
at first, when it was still, when all the kinks were getting kind of worked out, like you can just fucking tweet it, like fucking, I don't know, like fucking Angelina Jolie or some shit, or fucking Vin Diesel or something. I don't know, like,
Yeah.
and you knew all of a sudden, dude, that barrier, and this is the most fascinating thing for me, uh, in terms of Twitter as a whole, which is that just like that, this fucking imaginary gigantic barrier between the Hollywood elite, people that were previously inaccessible by every fucking standard, unless you were media or press or their close friends, you
you
can
see
now
their
fucking
opinions.
go into their replies and fucking say the wildest fucking shit, right, dude?
And yeah, and then you see their bad takes.
Yes, that too. That's another thing. That's the other side of the coin too. You can see they can talk fucking endlessly and relentlessly and tweet out every brain fart that they have, which is like,
right.
at least for celebrities, to me, so unappealing. I always like that kind of old style Hollywood type that is like very mysterious. They act and they do movies and they put on a great performance, but aside from that, you basically don't know anything about their personal life, which is this kind of mystique about it, you know?
I like comedian Twitter. Like I follow Bill Burr, I follow Tim Dillon.
Sure.
So like like guys who know like what actual satire is, and like oh my god, like I remember like this dude, like there was this journalist who like made this tweet about how like Bill Burr is actually a massive racist because he enslaved his black wife.
His wife.
Yeah, and
Oh
then
my
like
God.
the wife responds and like oh my god.
Bill Burr's wife did?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I
Yeah.
missed this.
Yeah, and like yeah, this was like oh my god, this is probably like a year old by now, but like it was just funny to
Sure.
me cuz like it's and of course like the reporter was white and he was trying and like arguably I like twisting it, so like arguably what you're doing is kind of racist because you're implying that like she did not have the choice as a strong woman to deny the marriage proposal, to deny dating
Right.
him.
You're robbing her of her agency. You're insinuating essentially that she's like a slave to Bill Burr.
Yeah, and ironically Bill
Which is
has
pretty fun.
Bill has admitted that she wears the pants in the relationship, kinda, because he acknowledges that she's the rational one. But yeah,
I mean, I've seen them podcast together, once or whatever.
yeah,
And yeah, she is overpowering Bill all the time. Clearly, like the one that, yeah, as you said, wears the pants.
yeah. But at the same time, they have like I feel like well, obviously we don't know how like their IRL situation is, But like from the most part, from like the public has been allowed
Right,
to
but I see
see.
what you're saying. It's like the idea that Bill Burr somehow ensnared her into like a trap or something like that
Right,
is
right.
hilarious. But I see your point. It's like you can draw out responses from fucking virtually anybody,
Right, and like that's why for example, like I can make fun of political streamers, like for example like Hassan, right? Because like it's so easy to do so.
Sure.
Or like when it's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
ridiculous.
That's like low hanging fruit, I feel
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like when it's like a ridiculous political statement that you can just make fun of, whether it's right or left. But like I would never want to
Sure.
genuinely get into politics as like a main source of content because like there's a bunch of nuance to stuff, right? So oh, I guess I technically have to talk about politics a little bit, right?
Oh, please
but
do. Go
but
ahead.
but like bear with me here, and like people in your chat and people in my chat are free to disagree with me on this, but like I acknowledge, like I personally believe that like Trump is like he little how do I put this? I think he's a choice that made sense, but like at the same time it's like maybe someone else should have done that because like I think like he's a I think like he's entertaining, right? He's entertaining to watch. But
Of course, yeah.
also too, but it's like how do I say this without coming off well, because I hate those types.
No,
Like,
dude, I see. Like, don't you don't have to dance around it. Obviously, like I agree to some extent.
right, but like
My take basically is always that if you're given two fucking choices, and obviously I think the idea of hating, one thing I hate about politics in general in America especially
Mhm.
is like the idea of hating your neighbor because they voted there's a 50-50 shot and they voted the other 50 whatever,
Right,
right? Like
right.
it's kind of insane to me because like
Um,
values are very nuanced. What people believe is very nuanced. There's a lot of crossover you'll find with a lot of people when
right,
you just sit down and talk to them. That I've always hated that and I think online discourse has totally fucking wrecked like any hope of actually having like nuanced debates about stuff just because of like Wojak memes and fucking
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean, like
yeah, and so
shit posts and trolls and shit.
yeah. Anyway, the point I wanted to get across is like I've seen a lot of people make the statement that Trump is racist. I personally am not comfortable ever making that type of statement because there are black people who support him, there are Latinos who support him. So like I feel like if I make a statement like that of like Trump is racist, but there are black people who support them. It feels like I'm making the statement of these people are too dumb to realize that someone that they support is racist. You
Yeah,
know?
bro, don't you know they're all coons?
Oh my god, don't. Oh no. No, no, no. Oh,
No, bro. But that's what the response would be. You know what I mean?
oh,
Like, obviously, they have no idea what they're doing. They have no agency. They're following Orange Man because they are brainwashed and have no fucking ability to think for
right,
themselves.
right. Like
That's what
obvious.
obviously the left side would say about that and
Yeah,
shit.
like obvious. Like
And
there
like,
are
when it comes to my
obvious.
politics, I always like say this: I'm politically amorphous blob, and my politics will shift depending on if I stub my toe, if my
Mhm.
fucking coffee didn't have
Yeah,
enough
and like
sugar in it,
keep
if I
it
didn't
keep.
have my Red Bull that day. Some days I'm for the death penalty if somebody cuts me off, and then other days I'm not. If I'm pretty
Yeah,
chill, having
and
a nice
like
day at the beach, I'm like, you know what? Let's let all the fucking immigrants in.
oh yeah, well it's like I want to just preface that like a lot of the times like my quote unquote political opinion is like my gut reaction to stuff, right? So it's like
Sure.
it's just it's like it's how I feel, like it's how like my gut reaction feels. So like it's not an informed opinion, which is
And by
why
the way,
I
that's
would.
not just you, by the way. That's like everybody. Like most people that have not thoroughly thought through issues are going off of emotion, which is like the biggest thing, which is why
Mhm.
when the whole facts don't care about your feelings meme was really big, you actually started to see kind of a pushback against that, which is like actually no, people have an emotional response to things and then maybe it can be colored in with facts afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, and but like the point is like unless it's something like you can obviously just like absolutely make fun of while not getting into politics, I don't ever want to touch that because like I feel like if I want like a nuanced take on like a certain like semi-political issue, I'll probably watch ABBA and Preach because like those guys are usually pretty level-headed, and then like you can see some nuance in that and they make you.
Right.
And like the funny thing is they're not even strictly a political channel, it's just like two guys discussing stuff, but like
Yeah,
they go
fair
about
enough,
it
dude.
they go
That's
about it in a smart way.
I totally agree, by the way, and going back to the whole Trump racist thing or whatever and stuff. By the way, I agree with your take for different reasons though. Like for me, Trump has always given off the vibe of somebody that is like he just like the peak boomer that grew up in a different time that
Yeah.
is trying to somehow navigate his way in a new brave world
I mean
and
he's using it better than some of the other ones.
yes, exactly. In fact, he's actually gracefully fucking kind of done it in a lot of ways. There's obviously been slip ups,
Mhm.
but you can't get him on tape saying like the N-word. I think that's kind of a win. Like there has been talk about it. There have been rumors and people that would say it was kind of always in the air that there are like tapes that exist of him saying it. So far today, as far as I
Oh,
know,
like
nothing has been produced.
I'm sure like I don't doubt it that he's probably said it, but like at the same
Sure.
time
Oh
like
yeah, bro.
I'm
Every
sure
fucking
like
morning, I'm sure.
I'm
But he
sure
probably says it in like a cheery, nice way, like with the A,
yeah,
no
yeah,
hard
yeah.
R.
Like I
He probably gives daps to like the guys at his hotel, and just like, hey, what's up?
Obviously like Joe Biden has said it before.
Right, exactly. It's funny because he actually has a worse track record for that shit, you know. But
right.
it's for him. It's okay. You let it slide. As soon as the D's next to his name, he gets off scot free.
But yeah, like I guess like like technically my political beliefs would be like a libertarian like sort of thing, because like how my stances is on like YouTube stuff, but like
Sure.
that's not really political. um but like to delve it more into the content stuff. um like do you know about Dark Viper by chance?
No, again, one of the things that kind of rings a bell, but you can elaborate.
Oh my god, like he's like he so like he was this he I mean he still is. He's this big like GTA live streamer. And like he used
Now
to
I feel like I know who you're talking about.
he used to do like speed runs, and like he used to do like reaction streams. Um
I'm looking him up now, just FYI.
oh yeah. He's been on this moral crusade about like reaction streams. And so like I wanted to obviously like you do live streams, and like to a certain like
Oh wait, you're talking about Dark Viper, not Dark Fiber.
did you hear fiber? Did I accidentally say
Yeah,
fiber?
my bad. I fucking maybe that's me actually. Sorry,
I'm
whoopsie.
I'm
Dark
sorry.
Viper AU, this guy. Yeah, fucking I know
Viper.
him, right?
Viper, yeah.
He had beef with that guy that like killed himself, right?
Yeah, and then he also had beef with Mutahar too, over the stupidest stuff.
You know what? I don't really like him. He's kind of like this naggy, like
Well, the problem is like when he gets into a debate with you, he'll act like you're enemy number one, like you're instantly out to get him, and so like he'll act like when the drama's at like a 6 or like maybe a 4, he'll act like it's at 100, you know.
Sure.
And so like
I hate that, by the way. I totally know what you're talking about.
Like he compared reaction streamers to people who use date drugs.
Yeah, dude, didn't he write like a fucking manifesto basically about like reaction streams?
Yeah, and then he released the document and then got mad when people didn't wait for his video. Like if you didn't want people to react to the script, you should have kept the script private.
You shouldn't have fucking put it out there. That's right, dude.
And yeah,
he
exactly.
Had, like, a whole section about fucking Charlie, right? Moist Critical and stuff.
Yeah, and like Charlie has admitted that like sometimes his reactions aren't the best, and like obviously I think it's a case by case basis. Because
you know what,
like
Nerdy John, give me 1 second. Mr. Gonzo, looking sexy, bro. Keep that ass tight. All right, go ahead. Sorry, that's somebody in the chat.
Okay. But yeah, it's like one of those. It's one of those things where it's like, well, also too, like if you watch the video prior, like imagine if Augie, like, because like obviously After Hours is like a reaction show. Right. Imagine if After Hours, like he like watch the videos first rather than like reacting to them on stream, which I mean he does technically sometimes, but he's energetic enough to where like he can pull it off sometimes.
So wait, so are you saying that he always like screens them beforehand and then reacts to them live?
No, not all the time, but like there are instances where like he's watched a video prior to see if it's like not all the way through, but like he'll skim, like from what I've seen, he'll skim through something to see if it's worth covering, and then like
okay, yeah, I've seen him do that stuff, by the way, as well, right? And he'll kind of go on his gut feeling whether it's like entertaining or something, kind of.
Right. Like obviously, like I think everyone can agree that like the Jinx style of reaction content is just terrible, and then like the Hassan style of reaction content is terrible, where it's just like them webcam in corner staring blankly into space while the video plays.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of nuance in this whole debate as well. Which,
right, because like not everyone who does like the live stream reaction content does it the same way. Like just because,
yeah, there's the Hassan Pikers that let their chair watch a video for fucking 30 minutes.
Yeah.
There's people that are like Moist Critical, who at least like pauses it frequently, gives opinions, gives commentary,
or like
you know,
like the people who somehow get away with like watching a whole anime and then like gets donations from it. Like, oh, like those people annoy me. Like if
Yes, well, that was what fucking Susie Lou was doing, right?
right, but like I'm
Her
talking
whole
like in a,
Patreon was just watching fucking anime while eating like a bowl of fucking cereal and not even adding like commentary, just like a little smirk and a smile here and there.
yeah, yeah.
Right?
Well, it's like people are getting away with that on Twitch. XQC got away with watching Hunter x Hunter.
Yes, dude, that's right. And then I've seen shit where they're watching cooking shows.
Oh
And it's
yeah, like
just,
Hell's Kitchen. Yeah, like
at this point, you're right. Like, I guess, the barrier has been broken. It just everything is React content.
yeah, yeah. And so it's just like obviously like those examples. Yeah, call those out any day of the week. Call them out. But then, like, to paint a broad stroke and act like everyone's doing it, I feel like that's really disingenuous and it's really unfair.
Well, the thing is, dude, and just to interject for a second with Dark Viper, AU, you can really get into the weeds on an issue like this, and suddenly anybody becomes a suspect and anybody becomes a React guy. His content solely around, revolving around GTA is him inherently using somebody else's work to create content, right?
Right, and it's like, it's like you get into that slippy slope of like, well, like technically YouTubers, unless like you're a short filmmaker, like you're always using something else,
Somebody else's content. Yes.
yeah, like someone else who's now like I feel like it's different when it's like a film compared to like using another YouTuber's content, because like
Right.
with film, like millions and millions of people have seen it, right? But like with YouTubers, like there's sort of like, I don't want to say a kinship, but like there's like a deep like there's like a sort of like closer connection there. And so like
Yeah.
if you're just blatantly stealing content off the website, then yeah, you need to get called out for that.
Yeah, of course, dude.
Yeah.
But the thing with YouTube is that there seems to be, and this is why I hate any new guidelines and restrictions that are always fucking on the precipice of being enacted on YouTube, which is that they're all for the most part arbitrary and useless. And for the most part, YouTube's ecosystem seems to have found a way to take care of a lot of this stuff by itself, by reaction videos, by shaming people, right? By
Mhm.
calling them out, by fucking, whatever it is, right? But people don't let grimy shit slide.
Right, and like like he's been trying to call out Ludwig too. Like if you look at his channel, Dark Viper has like for the last couple of videos specifically about reaction content have been about Ludwig, because Ludwig's the big Twitch streamer who's moved to YouTube. So like he has a bone to pick with him,
Right. Yeah, it's almost like he's encroaching on his territory now, so he's becoming
right.
a target.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, by the way, that's so transparent and kind of gross. It's like, oh, you're targeting this guy because now you perceive him as like taking, I don't know, food out of your mouth or something,
Right, and like
it doesn't seem to be coming from an honest place. Then it looks like you're targeting somebody that is your competition in a way.
Mhm. Yeah, and do you know who Ricada Law is?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I know Nick Ricada. I've seen him actually. I met him a while back.
Ricada Law does technically he did reaction streams throughout the entire Amber Heard trial, right? But he's able to severely transform that content because he himself.
That's a brilliant point, by the way, dude. Like, just yeah, that's true. On its face, it is a reaction stream. However, the nature of it is like, you're a lawyer giving law commentary on the nuances of a specific case, and the ins and outs of it, and who may win, who may not win, and the trial and the cross examination, all that stuff. It's very, you're right, that is a reaction stream at the end of the day,
and
but it's so transformative,
right. And then like obviously when you compare it to like when Asmongold is reacting to the trial, obviously like you're not going to get as much insight. But the thing is, that's a publicly available trial that was meant to be for the public viewing. So like I have no problem, I have no moral quandary with Pokimane or Asmongold doing reactions to that. And like I've been very critical of their types of reactions in the past, especially when it comes to like YouTube videos. But like when it comes to a trial, then like they are 100% allowed to do whatever they want with that content. like I don't know if you how much you saw of it, but like there were moral like there are people morally grandstanding so much about her reacting to the content, and it's just like
Right.
there's worse stuff she's done.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, oh my god, like when Twitch released like like they were gonna change like the revenue cut between streamers and everything. Like she
Yeah.
made like a really like dumb take, and like Linus Tech Tips, they didn't mention her
Yes.
name, but they kind of like made fun of like her point,
Right,
and she
right. I
got
remember
super
this. Yeah.
butthurt about it.
She got so mad, dude. Well, bro, listen, arguably, I think she's the reason why fucking Leafy got axed, you know?
Oh, 100%, 100%.
And
She's
it's not, yeah,
she's
it's like, but I'm not even saying just because YouTube happened to notice that Leafy was like targeting like a specific creator. I really think that she did some behind the scenes fucking black magic and
Oh, it wouldn't
made it
surprise me
happen.
whatsoever if
Right.
that's what it was revealed,
Yeah.
it, well, what was I gonna say? Like, oh yeah, and then like she tried to take away It's a Gundam sponsorships and stuff. Like she's very
Oh yeah.
like she's like that's the thing. That's why like that's probably why Linus didn't mention her by name, was because he
Fear.
knew. Yeah,
Which is scary, by the way. It
yeah.
sucks that people have to censor themselves, you know?
Well,
She's like this tyrant that's like mad with power, you know?
here's the thing that you have to give Pokimane credit for. She is an excellent businesswoman. She knows how to
Yeah.
play the game. She knows how to
Total
play it.
girl boss.
Yeah, yas queen. But no, like that's like that. Like she knows how to get rid of you. That's the scary thing.
Yeah, it is, dude. You're right. She's like one of those fucking, I don't know, like like very like suave like female CEOs that is like appears nice and pretty, and then behind the scenes she's like fucking ruthless, you know.
Exactly, exactly. And it's just I'm pretty
Mr. Gonzo
sure.
says she's a pure psychopath. Yeah, I agree. I think she is.
Yeah, yeah,
She has
and
she pegs me, or I peg her as somebody that she pegs me. Oh, whoopsie.
I mean,
I peg
she
her as
probably would if
somebody
you
that has
gave her
like
the
a private
chance.
persona and a public one, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Mysterious K my chat says Pokey Loki scares me.
Yeah, she does for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, you know what? Just brainstorming here, I'm sure that she's the type of girl that if you went after her enough and as a smaller channel, you can probably eventually get her attention and then fucking blow up overnight.
Right. Although I probably won't. I don't want to test that out. I want to keep my channel.
Yeah, right. Yes, I don't want to be the guinea pig for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone out there should try it.
You're like, look, if someone else wants to be the sacrificial lamb, go right ahead.
Right. I mean, I see this as an absolute win, actually, because if you do get banned, if you cause a big enough stir, and by the way, let's be honest, commentary people would jump all over that, because if it's Pokimane, it's like hot off the press. Like, that's like always like guaranteed views, I think, for the most part. So, like, I feel like they would definitely pick it up.
Right.
Like, oh, this small channel got banned for criticizing Pokimane. Blah,
Right,
blah,
but
blah.
at the same time, it gets ridiculous because like people will write articles that like if she farted the wrong way. Actually, I think someone actually did like write an article because she farted on stream.
There's like fucking bro. There's like a compilation I saw a while back of her alleged farts on stream or some
Yeah,
shit.
and it's like
Have you
it's so
seen this?
ridiculous and
Twisted,
like
man.
like
Fucking
all-
twisted.
like call her out for the obvious stuff, right? But like every single little thing. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah. It's very, some people, and that's the thing, is it's hard to tell if they are fans of hers sometimes or detractors. You know what I mean? Like the people that clip Wings of Redemption, most of the time you can tell that they fucking hate Wings of Redemption. You know what I mean? Just
Mhm.
because of their editing choices and stuff like that. For Pokimane, you can't tell sometimes. Like, it's like compilations of her farting, you would think would actually be like a hit piece, like, oh, that's how embarrassing. No, bro, her fucking tier 3 subs eat that shit up, bro. They probably fucking
Right.
can't wait for the
Well,
next
also too,
Pokemon
his
fart
son,
slip just so that they can jerk off to it.
like on top of his son's main channel, he has like a bunch of clip channels that like don't clip anything bad, but like they clip what they think are like the best moments of his streams, and
Yes.
like agree or disagree with him that
Well,
like
but bro, that's because he's allowed that. Haven't you heard? He allows.
oh,
them
he
to
allows the
exist.
industrial complex of the Hassan Hassan
Right,
clip.
exactly.
Like, oh my god, then he said, I'll make I'll make Kiev look like kisses. Yeah, because like
You gotta give it to him. I guess he's a good showman when he needs to be. But yeah, pretty fucked up though if you think about it. It's like only post the positive, good stuff that makes me look super smart. Which, by the way, if you're talking about a Hassan stream, let's be honest, that's
that's
few and
never gonna
far
happen.
the fucking takes that guy
Yeah,
has. I mean,
like
fucking Willie Mack has made like what 2 videos about him, by the way, both very fucking good videos
yeah,
and
and
very in
then
depth about all the shitty takes that he's had, the fucking
mhm.
contradictions and hypocrisies and stuff.
Yeah, and then Nick's got that documentary in the works, and now that like Hassan's calmed
Is he
down,
working on a Hassan one?
yeah. But the
I
thing,
didn't know that actually. That's funny. That should be good.
yeah, well, actually, Nick helped
Does
him.
Nick do his own editing, by the way?
Yes, he does. He does all the
That's
edits
yeah, he's fucking
himself.
good at it then, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and but the thing was, like Hassan just for like I felt like it was like 3 weeks straight where like Hassan just kept adding on and adding on. Like, did you see the stuff with Gideon where like he said that Gideon, who is a black guy, he said that Gideon was making propaganda films for the KKK.
Yeah. I saw this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
He is like a caricature in so many ways. It's actually like it's again, he's one of the, and you know what, the right has them too. Don't get me wrong,
Oh
but
yeah,
just the way Hassan
absolutely.
is like I almost think that sometimes that he's like a plant
And
because
well,
he'll have like the most obvious like leftist take on every single issue. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I always question people that never break away from their side for anything, right? Like
Hmm.
it just I know that there are people that exist that are left wing through and through and right wing through and through. But sometimes, especially when they're content creators, like you can tell that they have crossed the threshold where they're just basically have become cheerleaders and also figureheads for a movement that has gotten out of control, right? And it has obviously, boosted them to levels of fame that they never thought possible. But also just like I don't know. They clearly don't care anymore about finding truth. It's just cheerleading. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly, yeah. And so like and like the funny thing is Hassan always thinks he's like giving the groundbreaking political take.
Right.
Yeah, and but yeah. Oh,
But you can always, and that's what I hate. By the way, I say this to people sometimes that I argue with. On whether it's online or even in person, and friends of mine. If I know your fucking opinions, like before you even say them, doesn't that require some self reflection on your part? Could it be possibly that you have abandoned critical thinking at some point, that you've abandoned the idea of, finding whatever we perceive to be, this, truth, and that you're just now becoming whatever it is. And again, for the right wing as well, if every fucking issue that you have can all be summed up as, the basic essential fucking, right wing fucking Tucker Carlson talking points,
mhm.
then I don't know. Like, I feel like at some point you've abandoned your brain. It's like a disservice to yourself. It's like,
Right.
really, you don't disagree with anything ever that that side or this side has to say? Because
Mm.
I'll find, like I said, dude, I am like politically amorphous. I, again, constantly am changing and reevaluating my views because I don't, one, because I've tried to eliminate my ego in a lot of ways, as, by the way, as egotistical as that sounds, right? And kind of like
I've really worked on
bullshitty.
myself to make sure I'm not a narcissist. Believe me,
Right. Yes.
I really think I've
I've
been
gone
improving.
countless hours of self-reflection through
Yes.
ayahuasca to get rid of my perceived ego. But no, it's like to some degree, I for every political take that I have, for every opinion I have, I'm always questioning myself and thinking, well, do you know better? Are you certain this is the truth? Right. And there's some
Right.
fundamental things that I believe, but whenever I'm presented with new information, I proudly consider that.
100%. I think as
That's
long
what
as
makes political streaming and the online political sphere, I think, so toxic, is that you get married to an opinion and you realize at some point, and I guess it's probably, by the way, intoxicating to some degree, like you're
mhm.
sitting there in your chair, you have, I don't know, 100,000 fucking viewers on you, all, in your chat, fucking cheerleading you on, cheering you on, whatever it is. Like, yeah, I guess at some point you should feed into it. And I'm not saying that I'm above it. Maybe I would be like that too if I was put in that position, but but it doesn't mean that it's good.
Right. Well, especially when like the whole thing is just like, oh, I'm gonna own, because like political debates isn't like, it's not a nuanced conversation. You're not trying to
Right.
understand the other side. You're just like
Oh, of
trying to
course
dunk on
not.
them. So like,
Right.
you're gonna say whatever you can to make the other person look bad. So
Yeah.
because you're just worried about dunking on them.
Exactly right, dude. What's the clippable moment? What's the
Yeah,
moment that is gonna be shared on
exactly.
Twitter in a fucking concise little 1 minute clip?
That's why like Hassan like stopped doing like the debate panels because he doesn't
Yeah.
want to look bad. He just wants his
Well,
own
bro, because he
vacuum.
looks retarded.
Especially when
Like, I mean,
Destiny
if you
was
go back and
involved.
you see some of the debates, it's why, by the way, and I'm like I've grown, by the way, just off the record. I like Destiny more. I used to not like him so much, but I
Mhm.
can see just through years he's kind of grown on me because I think he does try to remain somewhat consistent in what he believes to be true, which I respect. And he calls people like Hassan out, and Vosh, and like I don't. My point is, it's just fucking crazy. I don't know. The whole political sphere is fucking toxic, dude. And it's like,
Exactly, yeah.
I think it set us back so far in terms of like, thriving as like a civilization,
I blame Hassan Piker
Right,
for the
dude.
collapse
Just
of the
you
Western
know what?
world.
Maybe not him, just him, because he was probably a symptom of a bigger issue. Actually, I think he was the cure for a while. I think that all those guys came out as a response to the short news segments on CNN and Fox and stuff, right? But
Mhm.
then somewhere along the way, they kind of became too big and they became like the mainstream in some ways.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And now that's why you see, by the way, and the next countercultural movement against those kinds of people like Hassan and Vosh is people like, I don't know, like Willie Mack or Nicholas de Oreo or like Augie and stuff, where they kind of, are calling out or Destiny even, where they're calling out their bullshit. And it's kind of this big circular thing that just goes round and round, right?
Right. And there's always going to be like there's always going to be that political drama whether we like it or not, like it's
Right.
just it's an ecosystem that's developed. And I think what you're going to see in like the next couple of years is like YouTube is going to be a place for more like casual gaming streams, and like Twitch is going to be like the e-girl site and or political site.
Sure.
That's going to
Yeah,
be a
I don't even know
polarizing
if it'll be the
thing.
political side. Twitch has resorted to obviously eliminating any kind of right wing presence there. That their only option now is to basically start to move left, I think. And even Hassan isn't safe, right? He got banned for saying what is it, fucking cracker or
Cracker.
some shit,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so like obviously eventually, they'll start to self-censor. You'll see this. I mean, this has happened on YouTube for years now, by the way, the self-censoring and people constantly tiptoeing around guidelines and stuff, that it's all going to be super sanitized. And there will be, though, I think, an alternative platform that shines, that kind of, I don't know, it becomes like a silver lining. What do you
Mm,
follow any of the alternatives like Rumble or any of that shit? What
Uh
do you think?
so the problem with alt tech platforms is that you get the people who are banned, right? You're not going to get
Hmm.
organic growth. And so like you end up with like the same problem. It's
Yeah,
a big echo chamber of like individuals who just want to say what they want, and like some of them like what is it, like BitChute, like contain like actual racists. Like
right,
who
yeah, exactly. And and that not even just race, like very like fucking off the map, totally like the fringes of society, by the way.
yeah. And so like
Which you know what, and truth be told, I think they should have a fucking place to exist. Now, it doesn't mean that you're gonna get monetized and you're not gonna get a fucking Coca-Cola ad, like on your shit.
right.
But at the very least, maybe have a place to speak, like even if it is fucking reprehensible, whatever it is that you
Oh,
believe.
like my stance is like, okay, make your video about why. Do you know like Nick's reference him all the time, like this guy Mouthy Buddha.
Yes,
Oh my
yes, of
god,
course.
yeah, I want his videos to exist purely to make fun of them.
You know what, dude? That's the thing. It's like this is the problem with banning too, by the way. If you go back, people always refer to 2015, 2016 as the golden age of YouTube. And do you know why, in my opinion, that is? Because nobody had really been banned yet. And it was a thriving platform full of people reacting to one another, talking to one another, taking videos and fucking replying to them.
Mhm.
That's when people like Sargon of Akkad fucking had a meteoric rise because he would fucking reply to like any fucking feminist video. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
becomes so dull and like impotent, like when all the fucking edgy retards get banned, and now all of a sudden you just have all the people left that just think they have the biggest brain, and they barely engage with each other because they know that there's no, I don't know, risk, or not risk, there's no reward there, you know what I mean, for like
Yeah,
making fun of
exactly.
the other person.
Yeah, it's one of those scenes where it's just I wish I was making content during like the golden era. Like I wish I was making the content I was now. But obviously, like on the flip
Well, yeah,
side,
but years ago, basically. Sure.
yeah, yeah,
No, fair enough. Yeah.
yeah. On the flip side, like you kind of need like that stuff to happen in order to like learn and grow from it, you know. Um,
True.
and like dude, like and like the funny thing is, like I was like the closest thing I was aware of to commentary back then was grade A under A. I would watch like a Leafy video occasionally, and then Turkey Tom occasionally
Sure.
too. And so like um like I was not aware of like the greater community at all. And so like I would just like I would like just watch gaming videos, you know? And
Yeah, the bare essentials of like YouTube back then. Sure. Yeah,
mhm.
that's reasonable. I think I was kind of the same way, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, and like now it's just like, my- like, I've well, apologies. I forget exactly where I was going with this statement.
Oh,
um,
that's all right, dude. No, honestly at this point I'm just shooting the shit with you. I literally put that in the description too. As for all the other stuff we talked about, I'm glad we did, but at this point I'm interested to pick your brain on some of this stuff and get your thoughts and
oh
opinions on
yeah,
it.
yeah, and like,
But no, I like, just in terms of YouTube in general, I think that that's the thing that is so unfortunate about censorship, whether it happens to Alex Jones or even like the most fucking like, radical right-wing fucking racist guy. It's like like I said earlier too, YouTube has a natural ecosystem of,
mhm.
people that are there to keep like anytime there's a scam on YouTube or a fucking whatever it is, like H3 used to be considered this kind of a moral, and I think they've fallen, or at least Ethan has fallen so fucking far away from all that shit.
They used to be
But
considered
he
like the
used to be
mom
this
and
kind
dad
of
of
moral
YouTube.
center of YouTube, right?
Yeah, like the mom. He used to be like him and Gila used to be the mom and dad of YouTube.
Right, dude. And they were on top of it. Like, oh, there's this new scam, or people are, fucking recommending gambling and shit to kids. Oh, well, we're on it. And then the problem would kind of sort itself out without, by the way, any action from fucking YouTube at all.
Mhm.
It would just be like the creator, whoever was, the guilty party, they'd like either make an apology video or they would just kind of fucking go away
Yeah,
or whatever. But most importantly,
and
they would
then the
stop
bridge
doing
incident
whatever,
happened.
yeah, whatever toxic thing they were doing.
And then PewDiePie just had to say the N word on a bridge.
Yeah, that's when it all changed when PewDiePie said the N word. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and then like the adpocalypse started happening. Creators had to like censor themselves, change their content, or
Right.
like get like that's when we started seeing a lot of bans off the platform, at least like significant
Yeah,
bans.
dude.
Um,
Fucking sucks. It's like it's an interesting idea to think about YouTube, where it would be now, its trajectory, if it did not go down this road of like censorship and constant banning. You know what I mean? Like I think it would be huge. I think it would be like much bigger than it is,
mhm.
and much more prevalent in society. But you know, I don't know. I think it would just be better, and not just because I'm biased and I like to say edgy things sometimes. Like that's the thing. That was the beauty of YouTube, is it was for literally everybody. It was you too,
YouTube.
whether you are a leftist fucking socialist that wants to fucking counter Fox News all day, or whether you're a fucking makeup tutorialist, or some
Right, right,
fucking
right.
vlogger that goes on the beach or fucking lives in a mansion. Like it's all there for anybody. You
Mhm.
know?
And yeah, and then like YouTube itself for the past couple of years has mainly been trying to promote like late night talk show hosts, like
Yes.
news, and like
It's fucking awful, dude.
they've been trying to promote themselves more as like a service feature rather than like a
Yeah.
website where like creators can like just like post whatever they want about like that.
Right. When YouTube TV came out, I was like, this is like the beginning of the end. They're at this point, they're abandoning the idea of video creators, of people that are fucking making videos in their bedroom. And they're now starting to offer a actual product. Instead of being like a platform, they're being like a publisher basically, right? Like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
its
exactly.
own entity, like of something that you buy with ads, and it's all sanitized, corporatized fucking content, and you get your Coca-Cola commercials and your Bounty commercials and whatever it is, without any risk of fucking hearing, I don't know, an F-bomb. Actually, F-bombs are okay normally, but anything worse than that is a
Oh,
no-go.
it's like like the you like there like remember when like YouTube Premium was YouTube Red?
Yes.
um I remember like there was this like dark, really dark show that would allow like blood and guts on there, and like it was on like I think like the first like it was one of those things where like I think I could be wrong on this, so I think the first episode was available to view for free, and then you had to pay for like the membership, right?
Sure. That's
Um
how they get you.
yeah, exactly. But then like you have creators who like do their own short films, and like they can like especially like horror creators specifically, like they do their own short films and everything, and then like they get censored or demonet like that video gets demonetized for like the same stuff that they're allowed to show and like their YouTube Premium, you know?
Right.
And
Yeah.
so like it shows like a very clear bias, and it's just really annoying when it comes to that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're sanctioned and allowed to do it, they will let you do it. And it's the same thing in journalism and reporting on YouTube, right? Like if you are part of a large organization, like whatever, New York Times or Washington Post or Fox, even or whatever, then you can post things that nobody else would be able to fucking post, which is sad though, because independent journalists, I think, actually play a very important role, especially since the fucking development of camera phones and stuff, right? Like now essentially anybody can capture breaking news on their phone, uh but yet it's treated differently.
Yeah. Oh, Mysterious K makes a good point in my chat. YouTubers became millionaires, then ambassadors, and had too much power in the eyes of the old media to be controlled somewhat. It's the mentality of Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley views themselves as the shepherds that need to control the sheep.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And also, they've been the top YouTubers, the ones that got in early, right? And are kind of pulling up the ladder behind them now, like H3H3, like
Hmm.
fucking iDubbbz, by the way. They have been spoiled by the riches that come with, LA and with, money,
Oh
I guess,
yeah,
being a
the
millionaire.
only
And
YouTuber I've
they are the
seen.
ones that kind of pulled the fucking ladder up for anybody behind them, you
Yeah, the
know?
only YouTuber I've seen not turn into a douchebag moving to LA was Markiplier. And I think that's just because Markiplier is just so wholesome.
But he's always been Markiplier has never been considered this like edgy rule breaker, right? He's always been somewhat of a wholesome kind of guy.
Yeah,
That's always
yeah.
been his reputation. So that fits, that tracks. But when you have somebody like fucking iDubbbz or Ethan Klein that were like doing crazy shit, like iDubbbz saying the fucking N-word in videos and
Oh
stuff, right?
yeah,
All for
remember
the
like
sake
he
of
would
comedy,
say
by the way.
N-word F slur, you know?
Yes,
Um
right.
and
It's
then
like,
like
but you see how they are now, bro, and it's so
I
fucking gross
remember
because it's like they obviously sold out. That's not even a question. But
Mhm.
what I think about is what if they didn't sell out? What if they pushed back against YouTube and their policies a little bit? What if they, put up some kind of resistance and were like, YouTube, maybe you meet us halfway. Maybe we figure something else out. Instead, they just completely kind of bowed out. They put their heads down, bowed out of the fucking conversation. And then as a result came a fucking a slew of all these new regulations and basically platform killers that slowly injected poison into the platform over time. I mean, do you agree or what do you think?
I definitely like, especially when you look at older videos of Ethan saying like, look, like I have my opinions, but you shouldn't look at me for political advice because I'm not informed enough to make those stances.
Yes.
And then like now he
Dude,
has a
John, remember, I don't know if you even know this, but I remember after the fucking election between Donald Trump and Hillary, he specifically went on to make a video saying how he voted for Hillary, but he doesn't give a fuck if you voted for Donald Trump, and like everybody is welcome and we should all be understanding of each other and our opinions and why we chose what, you know what I mean?
yeah, and then like he now runs a political podcast with Hassan
Yes,
Piker.
now he's fucking dude. I said this before and I've said it again. Ken Bone has actually responded to me on Twitter because I've said this famously. Like, you know how he famously defended Ken Bone and he grew like the
Mhm.
mustache and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I always say this. No way would Ethan ever come to the defense of these people nowadays. He wouldn't defend Humongous, right? The famous
Oh, for
guy that got
sure.
attacked by the crazy feminist. I mean, he's shown this, he's all but admitted it kind of by censoring his Jordan Peterson podcast, which, by the way, like, think about what you will about Jordan Peterson. I can take him or leave him, but regardless, it's like, you shouldn't be so ashamed of who you used to be that you're deleting old fucking videos. I mean, that just shows that you're a disingenuous fucking snake and you've never had a spine to begin with. And he'll say he grew and he evolved, but I think it's just that he went wherever the safe money was,
Right, and it's just like it's one of those things where he like he became way out of touch with like the whole YouTube base. He used to be at the pulse of everything. He understood the community. And now it's just like he's like, I think the obsession with Keemstar didn't help. It definitely did not.
Yeah. He went down a bit of a road there.
Oh,
and I think there was a point where he could have turned back. I think I saw this in his content around the Gokanaru shit. If you're familiar with that, are you?
Oh yeah. Gokanaru made that big video.
Yeah. I saw so much like self-reflection in Ethan that I remember thinking, actually, you know what, there's hope for him yet, because it looks like he's considering what people are saying. He's considering the criticism. He's actually, trying to address it and learn from it and grow from it. And then out of nowhere, he had that, reflective podcast where he went over Gokanaru's video, tackled all the points. And then just like a couple weeks later, he just, I don't know, kind of spiraled and then hasn't stopped ever since. Just kind of took a very hard political position, is just completely become an attack dog for like the left now, and just abandoned all the principles that he used to hold,
And like this is the thing. Everyone tried to like dogpile on him for doing the podcast. I don't blame him for doing the podcast. I think that was actually a very smart move for him to do. Because like obviously if like your main channel is getting demonetized, you need another source of income, and so like but the problem is you then realize that Ethan worked better when someone was editing him, so that way he could make more concise points.
You cut out the fat, bro. And by the way, that's the case for everybody. Everybody sounds better edited and cut up, and obviously just the best parts of your fucking sentences, in a video. But I think what happened is he still could have maintained it in the podcast format if he just remained somewhat neutral and, I don't know, open to, different opinions, to different people. Instead, he just slowly became more and more bitter, more and more jaded, and that reflected in his personality. I think it reflects in his health and his state of mind. You can see him, and he clearly looks rough nowadays. Constantly
Keemstar
talks about being on antidepressants, and it's a little bit sad, actually. In some ways, it's like this is a guy that's deeply struggling.
Keemstar,
but
is
I think he's
like
in this
4 years old.
Self-fulfilling prophecy too, dude, where he gets money now from starting drama and trending and attacking people. And so why would he stop? So it's deteriorating his mental health, but he's also reaping the benefits from it. Right?
Yeah. Do you remember the whole like gay bottom controversy he got into?
Yeah, right. Fairly recently.
Do you know like that's all started because he still wanted to make fun of James Charles, because like he
hates James Charles. He always has. And by the way, it's apparent that he hated James Charles because James Charles was more successful than him.
Oh yeah, because like how dare he like release a clothing line that has like similar colors, right?
Right, exactly. Which, by the way, I'll even give Ethan the benefit of the doubt. The clothing looked similar somewhat, but he hated James Charles well before that for apparent reasons, that he just hated how successful like James Charles was at YouTube. You know what I mean?
Right, especially at such a young age,
Exactly, right. It's bitterness, and I feel it too, bro. I fucking hate James Charles, but obviously you can see the thing with Ethan is that he was trying to pretend that that's not what it was, that it was some kind of moral crusade that he was on,
Right, like he was like with the other stuff. But like the thing is, like when you get in, like especially when you find out that like especially with like the Tati stuff, like the majority of the claims thrown James's way was complete BS.
Right.
And so like he like continues with this narrative that like James Charles is 100% a pedophile, and so like you can't continue that narrative. And like you can tell he wants to be edgy Ethan, but like he wants to be edgy Ethan that the audience is okay with, you know?
Yes, dude, he pulls back all the time. You see it in his fucking eyes sometimes, and I don't keep up with him much anymore. But whenever I do, you can see he wants to let his true self out, but he's always on that line where he's like, "Oh, am I gonna piss off my audience? Are they gonna try to cancel me again? Am I gonna get bombarded with tweets saying that this was not okay? That I'm contributing to the oppression of the LGBT community by fucking giving a hot take about a bottom. I don't, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's always working in his head. You can see the gears turning,
yeah,
and that's
yeah.
robbed him of his authenticness. I mean, that's why people liked him and subscribed to him in the first place. If you're just constantly walking on eggshells and censoring yourself, then are you any better than like a fucking an AI? Like, like just a robot with, talking points fed into you,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
guess in a sense that's what it is though, man. Is that, people eventually they just want to hear what they agree with. It's why, places like CNN exist, why places like Fox News exist, and it's why you have the equivalents now on YouTube, whether it's Nick Fuentes or Vaush or fucking H3H3 and Hassan, is people just want to hear what they believe reaffirmed and regurgitated back to them, kind of,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's almost 1 a.m. my time.
Yeah,
I'm
bro, this has been great, by the way. I was gonna say that too. I was gonna wait the 2 minutes for it to hit 1. It's 12:58. So
yeah.
thanks, Dick. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, dude,
No,
like
John,
this was
it's been a
great.
pleasure talking with you, dude. I'd love to do it again sometime, man. Hit me up anytime on Twitter. But yeah, you are free to go, my friend,
All
and it
right.
has been an absolute pleasure.
And like I said, thank you for having me. This was like the first time anyone like wanted to do like an interview with me. Like
Like I said, bro, I think you know what, you're on the come up and just keep doing what you're doing.
like I don't know if this is egotistical to mention, but it's like like it's so weird like seeing people mention me now without like any direct involvement.
Sure.
It's like I think I mentioned this earlier on in the stream, but it's just weird like
Well, you
being
get used to it,
named.
buddy, because you know what? You'll have everyone mentioning you soon enough, good and bad, right? But that's the
Right,
game.
right, exactly.
I
Anyway,
think you can take it, bro. I think you
uh
have thick skin. I think you have the skin made for a position like this.
yeah, I mean I had the fat for it.
It helps to wake up and punch yourself in the nuts, and then you're like, "Oh, I can fucking take anything now, bro." Not that I do that or anything. That'd be weird, but
Not
just
that
a
I do
word
that,
of advice.
audience.
Right.
But yeah, so if anyone watching on your side, you can find me at YouTube,
Yes, I'm gonna link,
nerdyjohn.to2.
by the way, as soon as I end this, your channel in the description. I tried to at your channel in the title. I don't know if it worked. It didn't turn blue. I think I might have to separate the nerdy from the John and actually put like
Yes,
a
yes, that's
space
what.
there.
Yeah, that's a misconception. You do have to do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that. And absolutely, like I said, dude, it was a pleasure having you. I'm gonna link your shit, and anyone that watches this now, we're on the restream. Subscribe to John. His stuff is in the description below. And yeah, thanks for talking to me, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Goodbye, man. Take care.
Later, bro. Have a
Oh, accidentally left before he finished. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you for joining me on the stream. The VOD's gonna stay